Yo, what is good, ladies and gentlemen? What is good? It's your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona, host of MOG and Friends podcast. And it is another Saturday morning. What is it? April 6th? Yeah, we already in April. It's crazy. Like, these months are starting to fly by. Um, excuse me. But yeah, these months are definitely starting to fly by. But yes, it is another Saturday morning, guys. And you know you got to start your mornings off right with that MOG and Friends podcast. We are on episode 81. We're climbing up to any episodes, guys. And we got another great show for you guys. A really, really good show. I'm trying to see. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, but then it's not a lot. It's pretty good. Today's pretty good. But before we get into anything, let's introduce our guest. Not our guest. Oh my God, not our guest. Our the panel, because without the panel,
wow, we're guests today.
No.
What?
My head is everywhere. My head is everywhere today. Introduce the panel, because without the panel would not be the podcast would not be as great as it is. Starting with the first and last lady of MOG goddess herself, Miss Leash Capiche.
Hey everybody, it's me, Leash Capiche. I ain't really been doing too much. I'm boring. I'm a boring old hag that just stays in my house and just reads articles and just does nothing. I used to be so
Why you call
fun.
yourself a hag?
Because I feel old. I used to be so fun, but now I'm just like, just play games. That's it.
How's that boring?
That's
not
I
boring.
used to go out. I used to get fly. I used to get fresh. You know,
You can still do those things.
I can, but it ain't fun. I mean, it's fun, but it's just like, I'm just playing. I'm cool. I've been cooling this week. I ain't been doing nothing major. I've been getting over like some little sickness or whatever. I feel like it's when I was on that plane and it's just now catching up to me or something. But yeah, other than that, what I've been doing this week besides working? What have I played? Of course, Apex, Dead by Daylight. Because Dead by Daylight started this new challenge thing on Twitch, so I've been trying to figure out how that works. What else have I been doing? Oh, Observer. I've been trying to finish up Observer so I can hurry up and switch over to Transference. Observer is still weird. Demi got reviews. Is a weirdo.
You're enjoying it though.
I am enjoying it. It's fun. Don't get me wrong, but you're still a weirdo for saying that shit is not scary, because it's scary as hell. It's just scary in like a creepy, like mess with your mind type of way. And every time I play it, I'm like emotionally drained because it's just so much, like it's so much that's going on. It's so many like scene changes, the static, the just like you don't know what's around the corner, even though nothing really pops out at you. It's like the moments that it does, it takes you like off guard. It catches you off guard or whatever. So that game it's really good. But it is.
Is it making the
draining.
hairs on the back of your neck stand up a little bit every time you play? Just get a little creepy. Like
it does. Yeah, it makes my BDB stand up on the back of my neck. You're right. Surely does.
So are you admitting that the back of your head nappy?
Oh yeah, I got nappy hair. I'm black. Cause I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
Stop playing.
Hey.
Better get a hot comb. Stop playing.
Comb.
Yeah.
Get a hot comb. No, we don't do that no more.
We got flat irons for that, bro.
Right, hot comb.
Whatever you want to do. Get to
This
it.
is wow. This is get with the times, man.
He's trying to give you that Easter special.
Right.
I'm sorry, I don't have long hair anymore.
Jesus. But yeah, I feel like I played something else, but I can't remember. My memory's shot, y'all. I drink a lot. That's about it. That's the only games I can remember that I played this week outside of my usuals. Yeah, that's it.
That's what's up, man. It's glad to have. It's always good to have Miss Leash Capiche in the building, and yeah, another great show. I'm happy to have her here. Then we got the Mog Boys himself. Then we got reviews. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
Hello, That was so like dry.
It's so dry today. What's
Dry
up?
as hell.
Is this a chicken breast podcast? What's going on, man?
It might be, man.
Chicken
Dry.
breast podcast. What's going on, everybody?
No, with no seasoning.
Oh no. All right, so hold up. All right. Then we got the Mod Gods, my boys himself. Demigod reviews in the building. Break it down for the people, bro.
Thank you, bro. Put a little stank on it. Jeez.
Jesus.
What's going on, everybody? Howdy. Good morning. Thank you for coming out to the podcast today. What have I been playing? It's been a busy week, so I've been playing a lot, actually. I've been playing Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. That game is fire, bro. I'm kind of mad I slept on that game when it came out. I'm actually, like, kicking myself for, like, missing out on it, because it's really fun. I think that's, like, one of Platinum's best games that they've ever dropped. It's, like, at least top 3 to top 5 for me. Easily. Man, Raiden is a beast in that game. The combat is fun. It's just disgusting, and the boss fights are, like, incredible. Play Overwatch, playing competitive solo, and I play with Ronan on the sticks on the rest of the squad. Ash gets the cash is now the new hashtag because I was balling out. What else? Play Final Star, cool little indie game. Beat Deltarune, the first chapter. Really cool stuff. Really interesting take. I'm kind of trying to see where they're going with this, but I won't spoil it for anybody who's actually playing Deltarune or waiting for it to hit PS4 and Xbox. What else have I been playing? What else have I been playing? I've been playing this game called Rico. It's like a dungeon runner, but instead of like being in dungeons, you're a FBI member taking out drug kingpins. It's an interesting take on that game. It's unique in its own sense, and I recently just beat the Ghost Survivors DLC for Resident Evil 2, and I'm gonna post that up on YouTube alongside with some other stuff this week. And I've been bodying folks in Smash with my new main. And that's about it.
Well, who's your new main? You just can't say you have a main and then just don't
Ganondorf.
name them. Oh. Okay.
I've been dropping that axe kick on everybody. Everybody's getting axe kicked in the face.
Oh, so it's not boots to asses, it's boots to face.
It's boots to face.
Yeah.
Just drop an axe kick and
right in the face. Pow, right in the kisser. Right?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Ash gets the cash. Gnome boys, we in the building now. And I'm confident enough to say now for Overwatch that Ash is actually going to be my main choice.
What?
Yeah.
You playing?
I'm serious.
So wait, wasn't it Lucio for a while?
Lucio is my healer main. Reinhardt is my tank main. But I never actually had like a full shooter main. Like I was comfortable enough with, because I can shoot with everybody. But I never decided like who I wanted to fully play. And now I think I'm gonna fully main Ash.
Good job.
That's what's up. Definitely good to have the crew here. It's always good to chop it up with the crew every Saturday morning. For myself, you guys know who I am. I'm Persona, and this week I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty. I'm kind of back on that Call of Duty stick. So I kind of been playing a lot of COD. What else? I've been preparing too. I've been playing a lot of Division 2. I've been preparing for that as well, and that's really all I've been playing this week. Nothing too crazy. Pretty busy week work wise. But yeah. So those are the intros, and before we get to any topics and stuff like that, I just wanted to just kind of take a moment to, for those that, although this isn't a music podcast, I think we all can agree that we listen to some form of music, right, Demi? Right, Leash? You guys listen to music, right?
No, I listen to
Okay, good. Okay, goodbye. Demi, you listen to music, right? No, I'm kidding. Go ahead,
Leash.
Leash.
My blood.
Go ahead, Leash. What was you going to say?
I was about to say,
listen to?
I listen to the sounds of my enemies in agony as I rip their souls from their bodies.
Why I even let you say so? Yeah, so we all listen to music, and I'm pretty sure the people that are listening to us now, you guys listen to music too. If you're on social media, last week or this week, you know that Nipsey, unfortunately, Nipsey Hussle, he's passed away. It's definitely a pretty messed up time for the music industry, but not only music industry, but people that really followed him and really was into his music and stuff like that. So I just want to take a moment to kind of just say rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. I hope that his family, they can get through this. Laura London and his kids and everything. I hope they all can kind of get through this. Do you guys want to say something?
I'd never really listened to his music like that, but I did follow him as an entrepreneur, and I like to hear him speak. I like listening to his interviews or whatever. So he was the impact that he's having, not just on the music industry, but in his community in general, is really inspiring. And it's sad to see someone who was trying to help be taken away, especially. And I didn't realize how young he was. He was 33. I'm 30.
Young.
So it's it's sad to see somebody who was trying to make a change go so soon. And I send my condolences out to his family, Lauren London, his kids, mom, dad, all his family members. It's a really sad time. And the world we live in is really messed up, but yeah.
Demi?
I actually rock with Nipsey hard, man. Victory Lap was my favorite album of last year. So for me to find out, I was upset, man. I've been spending Nipsey all week. If it ain't Nipsey, then it's Foo Fighters or something. Nipsey's been the only albums I've been listening to. I went all the way back to his older stuff and just started over from the beginning just to see how far he's come. And the fact that, I know people don't follow the culture like that, but to see Crips and Bloods uniting for Nipsey, that says a lot. A lot. Especially two cliques who had beef with each other at one point is uniting for him. It's crazy, man. Dude made great music. He was a great entrepreneur. He seemed also a great father. And, I give my condolences and respects to his family, Lauren London, everybody, because that's tough, man. He died young, and he was actually making a statement for his people, rebuying the block, setting up his store.
All money in, no money out, man.
Yeah. So it's crazy, man.
Yeah, I've been bumping for the next 2-3 weeks. It's all Nipsey. It's all I've been listening to all week is Nipsey. All of his albums too, Crenshaw, what's that, Mailbox Money, Victory Lap, all of them. Then he definitely was doing a lot of great things in the community. A lot. He was just about to meet with the LAPD chief to talk about how to kind of fix the tensions within the black community, stuff like that between police. And it's damn, man, someone that was about to do something so great and really kind of try to change things for the better. He wasn't just speaking on it, he was really doing it. And just to have this type of stuff happen, it's disgusting, really. And it's weird because it's I've never met Nipsey, in person. But it's not trying to say that, you become numb to these things, but it's in this case, at least I can only speak for myself. I'm not numb. This has been messing with me all week. I'm just damn, mentally it's kind of just damn, this stuff is really it's really messed up, and it's really messing with me. Really unsettling. And even his music, his music definitely, now that he's passed, his music definitely it sounds different and in a better way. It's hit in a different way. So yeah, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. You will definitely be missed here at the MOG and Friends podcast for sure. Quick moment of silence, a couple seconds. All right. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's.
One time.
Oh yeah. So yeah, let's get into the show. So first things first.
Rest
all
in
of
peace,
you,
Uncle Phil.
What?
Oh my God.
First things first. You guys could, you guys. One thing I say about the gaming community, man, y'all know how to complain and get y'all complain. Like people say, complaining don't always work. In some instances, it really does if enough people do it. And this is one of the things that like people were complaining about. I'm kind of just like, why? Like I don't see an issue. But for those that bought Devil May Cry or feel cheated by Devil May Cry because you couldn't see them cheeks, oh well, look no further. You could cut back on that Devil May Cry. You can go out and buy the game now if you're in North America because they uncensored them cheeks. For those that were mad that Trish cheeks were censored out, you can rejoice because an update came out this week, and they for at least only in the North American version of the game, they have been uncensored. So if you do play through the story or play through the game and you get to that scene, you will indeed see virtual cheeks. Leash, is this a win?
Is it a win?
Is this a win? I'm asking serious questions.
For people who want to see cheeks, I guess I don't really care. Like, if the game is good, the game is good. Why I gotta see cheeks? I don't care. Like, if it calls for cheeks, yes, show me the cheeks. But if it doesn't, I mean, it's a win on, I guess, against the fight for censorship or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but people are weird, and the gaming industry probably houses a good percentage of the weird ones.
Oh, God.
But I'm just saying, I'm a weirdo, so I don't care. But yeah, and I was like, oh, here go Persona, his fluff pieces.
How is this a fluff piece? This is a fluff piece, really?
It's actually tied into something we talked about last week, though.
It does. You're right. But it's
see,
just like,
Debbie with the alley-oop.
I remember that it ties into something that we talked about last week, but it's still fluff because it's like, really, I had to hit the Waka Flocka meme. Okay.
I mean, the reason why I put it in there, I felt like, because we did speak about this a couple, 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago? We talked about the censorship. And then censorship has come up a number of times in our podcast.
It has.
So I to see them kind of backtrack and, remove the censorship, that doesn't normally happen a whole lot in these types of games. It's like once the censorship is there, it's like, it's there, that's it. Especially in North America where, like, a lot of these censorship laws and rules are really starting to really get pushed by, upper management, stuff like that, of the American divisions. So I figured it was a dope piece to kind of put in just to kind of see, just to get the thoughts. So you don't care is what you're saying, Leash?
I mean, nudity really does nothing to me. I mean, outside of when it's time to do something to me.
Yeah.
But nudity really
we get that.
It really doesn't really fuel my fire. But yay to the people who it does. Yay, you guys. You get to see some ass for once in your life. You may not be able to get to see it in real life, but guess what? When you turn on that Devil May Cry,
did you have
5,
a couple shots before the podcast? Is this a pour-up podcast we're doing here? Debbie, can you confirm if this is a pour-up podcast we're doing?
I don't know why I'm so amped.
I'm worried.
I can't confirm.
I'm a little worried. I didn't take no shots.
Kill confirmed. Shots fired. Blot, blot, blot.
What's going on?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing a rare side of Leash Capiche.
Oh, now she's tethered today. I'm tired of it now. I'm tired of it. She's tethered today.
I'm tethered as
word. She ain't even Leash. She just a Capiche today. You could Capiche. She tethered. Last week it was Denemy.
That's
now
LC,
it's Capiche.
Man. That's LC.
LC.
That's
I
LC.
like that.
I like that LC.
LC.
LC, you good?
I'm tethered.
Nah, this ain't LC, Debbie. This CL. She seeing L's right now. This the tether version see all the L's. You good, CL?
Oh my god.
Debbie, what's your thoughts on this though?
They finally get to see some buns. I hope y'all happy. I know a lot of people is dying for like the crack. So, y'all already know how I felt about it. So I don't this ain't really like nothing. I'm like, oh my goodness, like whatever. But, and I understand some people is like, I'm not buying Devil May Cry till the censorship gets fixed. Is it helping your game now?
Yo, real talk. It was people saying that though.
Yeah. Is it helping your game now? Are you guys gaming better because you can see the crack?
Oh.
Yeah, they're focused on the crack, so I guess they.
Yeah, I mean, it's considering it's only like 2 scenes like that. You guys are like dying for that, so you get to see some virtual buns get you a W.
Oh God!
I mean, I'm looking at it like this, like. Again, like I said previously on the other podcast, if it's there or not, it doesn't bother me. I'm buying Devil May Cry because I want to play the game. I'm not buying it for the crack, for the booty crack or whatever.
Because you see crack in real life, so it does nothing to you.
Leash you. Leash you. I love this leash right now.
That's the truth.
That is true, but I think. And this is me kind of playing devil's advocate for the other side. I think part of it is, and this is not everyone's argument, but I can see how some people may view this argument where they're saying that people's creative freedom is being taken away. Right? That was an argument that was used when it came to the fact that the crack was that Trish's private, her areas was where it was censored out. Which, yes and no, because creative freedom, that's a slippery slope, because creative freedom is that goes across the board, right? So are you okay with if you're okay with this, then are you okay with the other crazy stuff that kind of comes out? So I feel like it's a double-edged sword. But the fact that they uncensored it, which doesn't normally happen, I don't I'm happy for the people that's happy. If you like it, I love it. Essentially, is what I'm gonna say. Devil May Cry is good to me, period, with or without it. So
if you like it, you like it. I don't care for it. That's
what I'm saying. No. What I'm saying is,
I get what you're saying. I'm just speaking for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, it wasn't a fluff piece though, Leash. Everything you hurt my feelings when you say
that
things
was a
are fluff
fluffer.
piece.
That was a fluffer.
Oh, fluffer.
Hey,
listen, it's not even
Leash, tell me more
topic.
of this fluff. Leash, tell me more of this fluff that you're interested in.
This is a little.
All right, Leash is definitely tethered today, guys.
It's the first
CL.
topic. You guys haven't even spaced it out yet.
Yo,
Jesus
CL
Christ.
is definitely not tethered right now. CL is definitely tethered right now. Leash will not be Leash for the rest of this podcast. She will be known as CL or LC, if you want to.
Yes.
I call her CL because her tether version sees L's. Anyway,
oh, you want to do this? We haven't done this in a while. This is what you want to do today? You want to hand out L's?
Yeah, I think Leisha's definitely had some shots. Debbie, I think Leisha definitely had some shots.
Leisha,
yeah, she's definitely
had her a hearty breakfast this morning, man.
Yeah. Let's all right, so let's go on to the next topic. All right, so this one came out last week, but it came out last week late after we did the podcast. I really want y'all thoughts on this because this is definitely something that I feel we can all really speak on, and really we may all have a difference of opinion. So what am I talking about? So Sekiro came out towards the end of March, I think March 22nd. I could be wrong, but Sekiro came out, right? And Sekiro is a game made from Software, and From Software makes, those Soul-style types games, very hard, difficult, the bosses are super crazy. You really gotta, you gotta be on your stuff to kind of, get through these games. So since, and I don't know if it's because it's Sekiro or what, I don't know, but there's been a lot of uproar about this, and what started the uproar is a Forbes article written by Dave Thayer, where he says, Sekiro Shadow Dies Twice needs to respect its players and add an easy mode. And in the article, he gives an example of the fact that in the Bloodborne or in the Soul style games, you can summon players to help you on bosses if you're stuck. In Sekiro, there's none of that. You are the only player in the game. You're the only person that can. You're the only person that's going to really essentially, like, there is no help. It's either you or nobody. Then he goes on to talk about, and this part I really didn't like because I'm like, dude, really? He goes on to speak on, like, you know, disabled players and how their reaction times and stuff like that may not be as great, or, you know, they're not thinking about the disabled players when it comes to this style of game, which I didn't like that. Then he backed it up with, oh, you know, I spoke to a couple of them and they felt the same way. But it was a lot, you know, to be fair, to me, it was a lot of crying. I'm going to be honest. But he did say that Bloodborne was one of his favorite games, but he felt that there was a lot of, in Sekiro, it's different how you fight than in the Bloodborne or Souls games. Then he goes on to talk about how there are games that do try to replicate the Souls style of gameplay and kind of get it. One of those games he mentioned was Celeste. Another one he mentioned was Hollow Knight, but he did say that Sekiro does not capture that Souls like gameplay like the other ones do. Then there was a a tweet by, you know, Ellen Mulgeris. I'm sorry if I butcher your name, ma'am. I'm sorry. So she retweeted the article because this is how I saw it originally, because I didn't really see the Forbes article. And she goes on, she says, games like Sekiro should have an easy mode, such as assist mode, give players that lack time, skill, ability, or confidence on an option with less punishment. Enable this so that you can share the experience of playing these incredible games with more people. Open it up. Then she goes on to say the standard mode is the way the game is intended, difficult and punishing. An assist mode doesn't take anything away from that. An assist mode simply opens up the game to people that lack ability, reaction speed, motorics, agility, time, adult life, skill, game experience, confidence. Listen. Guys, can I go on a tangent for a second, please? Can I have the floor before I let you guys speak?
You have the floor.
Leash, am I allowed?
You want me to dust off your soapbox for you?
Dust it off for me.
I'm dusting it off.
Go ahead and dust it off. Demi, am I okay? Can I speak for a second, please? Am I allowed to? Okay. So when I read the article and when I seen these tweets, I couldn't help but laugh because yes, there are disabled, and, you know, let's not forget, there are disabled gamers out there. You know, we're not going to say that there aren't, and there are people out there that are definitely less skilled, especially less skilled at games that they don't normally play, right? So, when she mentions time, right? When I seen that, I laugh, because it's like time, adult life. It's like, what? Like, you want an easy mode because you have an adult life, like, because you have responsibilities in real life? That doesn't make any sense. Skill. She wants the easy mode should be in there because of skill. Why? These games are intended for skilled players. If you're not as skilled at the game, what do? You keep trying and you practice and get better. It's the same thing in real life. If you ever played a sport, or if you ever played, or if you ever were, you know, trying to learn a skill or a trade or something, or in college, right? When you go to college is the perfect example. When you leave out of high school and go straight into college, right? You go into college not knowing what you're getting yourself into. It's a brand new experience. You've never experienced college life. You've never experienced college professors, term papers, all these different things that are required of you to be acknowledged as a college graduate, right? There's different things that you have to do in college that you didn't have to do in high school. One of those things is no one's calling you. And I'm pretty sure you guys know this. Remember back in the day when you didn't go to school, back in like middle school, high school, and that automated system, hey, your child has not showed up for school today. In college, there's none of that. They take your money and they say, hey, look, you're an adult. Either you come or you don't. Pause. Pause your mic. Pause your damn mic. It's either you come to class or you don't. Professors, the same way. Hey, look, I'm not going to chase you. Either you come to class or you don't. So the experience is different. So you as a new student in college, you have to train yourself to be more self-reliable, self-sustaining, because no one's going to chase after you if you don't go to class. Now let's get to the class part of it. You get into class. So say you're in, what's the college class? Say you're in macroeconomics. I took that in college. Say you're in macroeconomics, right? You're learning about the tax, inflation, and within society. You're learning about all these different things, right? Things that you're not really used to. What do? You study, right? Professor say, hey, look, welcome to the class. You got an exam. Or no, they say the class is for 8 weeks. You got an exam in 4 weeks. Class is twice a week. What are you going to do to prepare for the exam? You're going to study, right? Because why? You want to get your skill within this class up, right? Now, what if you have a full-time job, right? Adult life. How are you going to manage studying, going to college, and your full-time job so that you can pay your bills? You have to manage your time, right? Like, hey, look, so I work from 9 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, or 9 to 4. When I was going to college, I went to night school. So you work from 9 in the morning to 5 at night, and then you go to school from 7 at night to 10, right? Where do you find time to study? I studied on the train on my way to class. I studied in my breaks for class. I studied for like an hour when I got home. I would use my weekends to study. There's different things. And mind you, I was living on my own. I had to work a full-time job because I had to pay my bills and all these different things. So the adult lifetime, what's more important? What is important to you as an adult? And as an adult, what do you have to learn how to do? Manage your time. Hey, I want to get better at Sekiro. Maybe on Saturdays for 2 or 3 hours, I'll try. I'm gonna try that boss again. Ability. She says ability. Ability is reaction speed, motor skills, and agility. Listen, honestly, I feel ability and skill are one and the same. Practice. How do you get better at something if you're not practicing? Your reaction speed. When I first started playing Call of Duty, I was trash. And this is back on Modern Warfare. I was trash at COD. I was playing on the camera speed was 3, which is medium, which is slow as hell. But as I played more, I got better, and now I'm a god at Call of Duty, and that's not no exaggeration, guys. I am a god at Call of Duty. Facts. I'm a god. Trust and believe. At most shooters, I dominate. But it wasn't always like that. Then she says confidence. Listen, if games are if games are messing with your confidence, there's some other issues we need to talk about. Now, do games discourage you? Yes. There's plenty of games that I've played in my life where I'm like, oh man, I can't beat this boss. I'm so pissed off. Oh my God. I walk away and I come back and try it again. Why is this so hard for people to do? Leash Demi, do you guys do this? Do you run away from a challenge? Do you feel that easy mode should be in Sekiro? Give me your thoughts. Starting with you, Leash. Give me your thoughts on this, on the whole thing. Just give me your thoughts.
I don't play these type of games because I know that I don't have the patience for it. But the games that I do play that I have the patience for, I had to learn how to get good at it, just like anybody else. It's just like my main game that I always play, like almost every day, Dead by Daylight. When I first started playing Dead by Daylight, I was trash. I didn't know what was going on. There's like really no tutorial like that, and a lot of the times I don't really read or pay attention to the tutorial when games first come on. Anyway, I just learn as I go. And now I'm to the point where the only thing I don't know how to do is 360 and juke. But yesterday, I went out my way. I said, you know what? Instead of me doing generators and stuff like that, I'm gonna just run towards the killer and then learn how to juke the hard way. Like I gotta keep getting hit, cool, but I'm trying to learn or whatever. So like everything you said was true. Like you hit it right on the head. In order to get good at games, you have to set aside time. It doesn't matter if you have an adult life. I have an adult life, and I have a whole child I have to take care of. But I still find time in my schedule to set aside to get better at my hobbies. And if gaming is really a hobby that you enjoy and love, you wouldn't be sitting up here crying about an easy mode. And then the prime example that you made was college, yeah, and sports. You like you can't play a sport and ask you playing basketball, you ask that the coach or whoever freaking takes the goal down a couple of inches so that way it'll be easier for you to shoot. No. You sit there in the gym and you shoot until you learn how to hit baskets.
It wasn't
like
when we shooting in the gym.
You're right. I knew somebody was gonna say it. But I mean, I don't understand. Like I've never played a Souls game, so I don't understand why this is such a thing now. Like, was it always like this? Because I'm not really familiar with the community. So
I mean, Souls games have always been Souls games, like since their inception with Demon Souls. I mean, there's always been a specific community that would gravitate towards them. But whenever someone new would come into the community, they would understand what they're getting themselves into with the Souls genre. One of the things that made these Souls genre so great was the fact that it was so brutal like this. So the brutality of the games is nothing new. And this is the first time, and maybe it has happened before with articles, but this is the first time that I'm actually seeing a sizable amount of people within the community rallying for an easy mode in a Souls-like game. Demi, am I wrong? Has this come up before, where Souls games should be easier?
Come up with Bloodborne.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But my thing is, okay, so what about the story? Like, is the story so good that people just don't want to play the game? They just want to experience the story?
Well, I can't speak to Sekiro because I've only put about 2 hours into the game. But for most Souls games, the story isn't really that great. Like, it's more about the experience, honestly. Am I wrong, Demi? Tell me if I'm wrong, Demi. Is it more so about the experience or the story? Because, playing 3... I mean, I thought it was just about the experience. Like, that story wasn't really that enticing to me.
It's more about the experience, because the story is trapped in items through the lore. Like, you have to find items to understand the actual story of what's going on.
And we know gamers don't like to read, so that's an L.
I read the lore in my games.
So you telling me when you get them journals that got 3 pages, you reading them?
No, I don't read them then and there, but I do eventually set aside time where I go back and I actually read the lore.
It depends on how interested I am in the game.
Yeah, like with Mass Effect, I read everything, and they had that codex.
I was gonna say Destiny, I did too. And so
and then and in Dragon Age, I went back. Like there was days I just dedicated to just reading.
But at its core, it's about the experience. Am I right? Am I in the right ballpark, Demi?
Yeah, more likely. Because, I don't know, it's a fine line for both. Because I know there's people that die for this lore just as well as the experience. But mainly, yeah, people prioritize the experience. I see more people talking about the actual boss fights of the game rather than like, damn, well, this is an interesting thing that happens in Dark Souls where the Emperor's actually burned out with the new Prince of Flame, which I don't ever hear anybody actually talk about, so...
Demi, you got the floor. Go ahead.
I said it before. on Twitter. Sekiro shouldn't have an easy mode. Basically, I'm gonna say how Bear Grylls said it: adapt, overcome, survive. If you can't do that, then it ain't for you, bro. I was struggling in Cuphead on stream.
Facts.
And I adapted.
That flower was beating your ass. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'll admit that, and I overcame and I survived it. So, if people can't like adapt to the game and learn the mechanics, every game is punishing, but it's punishing to where you can actually learn what's going on with it. So, if you can't like adapt to the controls or study what's going on or study that boss, then stop looking for handouts, man. This just ain't the game for you, and that's okay to say. Sure, you might be interested, but if you can't like settle down, buckle down, and learn the mechanics of like each boss or like study what's going on, then maybe this just ain't the game for you, Chief.
But see, and that's the thing. That's okay to say or admit. And this is gonna come off wrong, and I have to stress that I'm only speaking in a sense of
you gotta use your words properly.
I am gonna use my words properly because I think you know what I'm about to say.
Oh, spicy takes. Let's go.
Every gamer doesn't need to play every game. Every gamer doesn't need to be included in every game. Sometimes a game is just not for you.
Yeah.
Not saying you're not free to try it. Listen, I encourage gamers to try new things. I've been saying that since the beginning. I want gamers to try new things. But if it's not something that you are into, after you try it, then rightfully so, you can say, "Look, I'm good. I don't want to play this. I'm okay. It's too hard, or I don't have the right skill for this." That's okay to say. That doesn't make you any less of a gamer, and it doesn't make you like you shouldn't feel bad for admitting that.
That's how I felt with The Last of Us. When I played The Last of Us, the thing was I was like, okay, so I'm not gonna play it on stream because when I played it on stream, I was too busy talking to my chat and I kept dying. I was like, cool, so it might just be me trying to do too many things at one time. I played it off stream and I was still dying. And I said, oh, I'm just not good at this game. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'll just put it down, because it's really not. I was just playing it, just to see what it was about. It wasn't really something that really caught my attention anyway. So yeah, it wasn't for me. It wasn't my type of game. So I tried it. It wasn't for me, and it is what it is.
But that's what I'm saying, and it's like you're like, and regardless of what people say, because some people say, oh, if you can't play the game, you trash. Although that slightly might be true, it's okay to say, look, I'm not good at this game, or I don't want to dedicate the time that's required of me to get good at this game, so I'm going to pass on it. That's okay. Like gamers, that is okay to admit, that is okay to say. Because I'd rather you tell me or tell social media or whatever, say, hey, look, I don't want to get into Sekiro, or I don't want to get into Souls games because I don't really like the grind, or I don't like the how hard it is for me to get through the games. I don't have time for that. I ain't trying to dedicate that. All right, cool. Whatever. I'm still going to play it. I'm still going to enjoy it. But that doesn't mean, it's the same thing with fighting games. Fighting games is a perfect example. People will say, oh, well, fighting games are trash because you suck at them. How is a fighting game trash because you trash? Or how is shooters trash because you trash? Like, this whole thing applies to so many different things outside of Sekiro that is crazy. Fighting games are trash because I can't beat nobody online. When is the logic of that make sense? Sekiro's trash because I can't get through the bosses. I need an easy mode. No. Come on now, gamers. Come on, man. Like, stop this. Let's be real here. Is Sekiro trash? Or are you trash? Sometimes you gotta have that inner conversation with yourself. Like, honestly.
Sometimes you gotta ask yourself the important questions.
And it does, and again, it doesn't make you any less of a gamer. And yes, there are gatekeepers that like to say, "Oh, well, you know, if you don't do this and play that, and if you don't play this and play that, then you're not a real." Listen, guys. First off, stop caring what other people think, because no one else pays your bills, no one else plays your games, no one else buys your games. Like, no one else is going to tell you how you should feel, and no one else is going to tell you what you can and can't play. No one here at MOG is going to do that, most certainly.
Get good. Get good. Get good.
But at the same time, you can't sit here and look at a game and say, hey, look, you know, Sekiro's not a great game because there's no easy mode for me. Come on. Come on, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, let's be real here. Let's be real.
A comment that I seen in the chat from Seth the Gamer. Hello. He said, when games start trying to cater to everybody, the game dies. This happened to Fortnite, prime example. So
I can't say that.
It depends what the catering is, though.
I mean, but the catering for easy mode, I mean, that's what Souls games are known for it being hard. So you start catering to everybody.
But From Software isn't going to cater to everybody. And to use Fortnite as an example, Fortnite is actually still
Fortnite's trash. So like, why?
Since the Fortnite was trash.
No, I mean, I follow all these VR communities and stuff. But to say like Fortnite's dying, like it's dead,
it ain't dying because Ninja ain't streaming it no more, guys. That's not what this is.
They still got the numbers, bro. Yeah, the numbers still getting pumped up.
They still king. I mean, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, if they add an easy mode as an option, you know, I'm not gonna necessarily be mad. I know but I'm not a hardcore Souls player. But I know there's some hardcore Souls players that'll look at that and be like, "Oh, well, this is trash."
Disgust.
Yeah, like you know, if From Software decides to do that, then whatever. But what I'm trying to tell gamers is, sometimes you need to have an inner conversation with yourself and ask yourself, is this something that I really want to dedicate time to play? Because if a game comes out, actually, this is a perfect example of someone restricting creative freedom. Because From Software's creative vision is this.
Is this censorship?
Is this Whoa! Leash Capiche, what are you doing today on the podcast? Wait a second. Is this ladies and gentlemen, I really want to ask you guys, is this censorship? Are people asking From Software to censor the hardcoreness of their game? Ladies and gentlemen, hold on.
I'm tethered. Somebody please.
Hey, Leash out here. Hold on.
Chain me to a desk.
Hold on.
Chain me to the desk.
I need answers. Is this censorship? That is a perfect question to ask, because we're so gun-ho about, oh no, let's show them cheeks. Show them Trish cheeks and Devil May Cry, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh boy.
But that difficulty, I need that censored. I need answers. Debbie, is this censorship?
I mean, could be. Possibly.
Yo, Leash, hold on. You tethered today.
Tethered AF.
Yo.
Somebody. Find my tethered.
Ooh, yo, Leash, you just dropped the bomb. Yo, we got to get off this topic because we can spend a whole podcast on this.
Hold it down.
I just want to say this before
Mama, I love you.
I remember a lot of people were like excited for the easy mode in Cuphead. And you know what that mode did for you?
Nothing.
You can't progress. You can beat the bosses, but you can't progress.
Oh, that's trash.
So it's like to have a game where to have these hardcore games to have like an easy mode implemented, like Celeste. Yes, they give you those options, but the main thing that they say is it's best to try this game at the normal like pacing that this game is designed for, which is supposed to be hardcore trial and error gameplay. That'll be like Super Meat Boy, one of the hardest platformers out, to get like an easy mode, bro. Stupid. I understand like y'all want to play these games and like you want to try these new games out. That's fine, but at the same time, you can't force a developer to implement an easy mode because you're getting your ass kicked.
Facts.
If I beat Dark Souls 3, y'all can do it.
I think this might be censorship, ladies and gentlemen, that we are viewing. Are people asking for censorship in their games? Are people asking for censorship in their games?
I mean, they only want uncensorship when it comes to seeing the ass that they can't see in real life.
Come to the breast.
When they go to the breast.
Yo, we gotta get off this topic. Yo, we gotta get off this topic. Y'all got any last words before we move on? For Sekiro or players, anything like that?
Tethered. That's it.
Adapt, overcome, survive.
No, Devin, you gotta hit it with the right one. We won't bend. We won't fall.
We won't bend. We won't easy. It's hardcore. Sekiro!
Yo, this guy a fool. All right, let's move on, guys. What we about to talk about? Yo, let's talk about this Microsoft real quick, man. Oh no, Microsoft. Hold on now, Persona. Yes, we about to talk about Microsoft. So Microsoft to combine the Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Live into a $14.99 a month subscription. Now, when I seen this article, I was like, this is good. And granted, I kind of skimmed through it, and they were saying that, everything comes out to about 100 and it comes out a lot cheaper as if you were to pay month to month. But someone on Twitter, what's this guy's name? Hold on, let me see what his name is. Hold on, guys, I'm sorry, because he actually just commented on the thread. His name is Jason Campbell. Shout out to him. So pretty much, he was saying like, it doesn't come out to be cheaper if you pay for this combined subscription, right? So I said, you know what, let's break it down, because you're only paying $14.99 a month, right? So, and guys, I love, if you watched any of my When Persona Speaks, you know that I love to show the calculator. I love crunching numbers. I love doing the math, and we gonna do the math right here on stream. Break it down. So $14.99 a month times 12 comes out to what? $179.88. Let's round it up to 180, right? 180. So if you were to buy Xbox Live month to month, that comes out to 120, right? Wait, no. Why are you doing the point? Slow down, bro. Slow down. 10 times 12 is 120, and then Game Pass is $10 a month too, right? Yeah. $10. Is it 10 or 5 a month, Demi? Game Pass. If you was no, it's 10.
It's 1061.
It's 1061. Oh Lord, let's do that one. That's 61 times 12 comes out to 127 plus the 120. That comes out to 247.32. Let's round that up to, we can stay there. So 247.42 is how much you would pay if you were to buy Game Pass and Xbox Live separately. Now, 247 or what is it? $14.99 times 12. I mean 247 and 179. So let's say minus. Let's do 247 minus 179. You say, oh, did I do it wrong? No, it's 247, right? 247 minus 179. So you saving $68. That's a game. You saving a game. Like you can buy a game with that a year. After doing the math, Leash, Demi, is this a good deal to you?
I mean, I've been wanting them to combine it for the longest. So I don't understand why they didn't come out with this sooner. Like, if I'm paying Game Pass and Live, like, why wasn't there a bundle implemented once they dropped Live anyway? That was always my question. So I mean, it's a deal to me, at least. Who pays for both? So, yeah.
Demi?
Easy deal. I've been waiting for them to combine this for a while. I pay for both separately, so it's like,
yeah.
I'm getting 20 or 21, 22 taken away from me.
And it'd be at like separate times too, because like it's never at the same time. Like, so my Game Pass will come out in the middle of the month, and the live will come out in the beginning of the month. So I hate it. I've always hated that. So
mine is like separate. So like
yeah,
they're like 2 days apart from each other. So I know I'm getting hit with both because I just got hit with the Game Pass yesterday.
I think I did too. I looked at my account after I got paid. I said, "Hold up, where that $10 come from?" Yeah, you ever like look at your account and like you see charges and you just be like, "Where's that from?
Where the hell?
What is that?" I mean, I'm digging it. 15 bucks a month. That's not bad for both. You're getting, and what you're getting with that is a pretty sizable chunk. So I'm with it. I'm digging it. I like it for sure. Let's move on though. Blue Mustang said, "Will there be a yearly bundle?" I don't see a mention of that here.
that would be dope if they did that though. Because then you'll save even more money.
Yeah, no, I don't see anything in the article about a yearly bundle, but I mean that would be smart. If you dedicate a whole year and get another like maybe $10 or $20 off the asking price, make everything a solid $150, $140, or even make it $120, $60. That's a steal. That I could definitely see that enticing a lot of people to want to pick it up. $120 for a whole year Xbox Live and Game Pass. That's not bad. That's pretty much $60 per service. So, I don't see that being a problem. But moving on, for the love of God, somebody get the soap.
Uh-oh.
So, I put this article here because I really wanted to get y'all thoughts. So, Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments will now penalize dirty, bad-smelling players. I'm sorry. I put this in here because I definitely wanted to get y'all thoughts on
Now
this.
this is a troll piece.
No, this ain't no troll. No, this ain't no troll piece. This is dead serious.
This is necessary though.
No, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament organizers had put in the subsection of their rules that if a player comes in smelling too bad, they will be penalized and more than likely removed from the tournament. I ain't even kidding. This is what's in here. I'm not kidding. It's right here, the subsection of hygiene. It says you are expected to be It says you are expected to be clean when you enter a tournament. Neglecting to wash or put on clean clothes contributes to an unpleasant atmosphere at the event, as the tournament can be crowded and the day can be long. Persons who neglect to self-care to the point that they are negatively impacting the tournament may be asked to correct the issue in order to continue the event. In other words, take a shower. I have no words. Leash, give me your thoughts on this.
I had to mute my mic because I'm over here crying.
I'm at a loss for words.
I've always said that when I go to these conventions, right? When I go to these cons, I want to set up a booth that sells like deodorant and like wet wipes and shit because people be stank. This is marvelous. This is needed. Like, why wasn't this implemented earlier? Like, they really was up there like smelling people's dirty ass underarms and thinking
the whiff.
And thinking that's okay. Like, why?
I put down my trap card in defense.
I'm over here crying, bro.
Put that defense away.
Like, nobody said nothing to the people that stank. Nobody was like, "Yo, bro."
Well, it was the same thing in like Smash tournaments, where like what was it, Demi? They would deliberately not wash for a couple days
to
throw their
opponent off at you.
That's
like,
God, I would have threw my controller at the ass.
I just, as men, listen, bro, as men.
I mean, women. Hold on, don't make this just a man thing.
Hold on, no. Listen. There's a reason why I'm saying.
Oh no, go ahead.
There's a reason, as men, when you got a shower, bro, you start getting that stick. You can't be doing that, bro. You start feeling something sticking to your leg, and you wonder what's going on.
Ugh. Come on, bro. Oh my god.
Yo, how do you go to like a public place and be like, yeah, I'm gonna just stank and just play Yu-Gi-Oh, man? Like, bro, this is the second time we've had to hear like, yeah, well, you gotta smell bad. Take a shower before you come. You gotta be like a terrible smelling person. Like, you gotta smell like leftover pita chips and disgust. You gotta smell like the inside of a gym shoe,
like the back of an earring, like like a belly button, like toe champ.
You gotta smell like a real life wet fart. Bro, you gotta smell like you just woke up in the morning. Like, you smell like morning, bro.
Oh my god.
Like, why? Like, why did they penalize people before? Like, this is just crazy.
Like, how do you, like, bro, for Smash dudes, it was already wild. Like, dudes they deliberately like stank to get the upper hand or advantage on their enemies. But Yu-Gi-Oh, like, what?
I'm not surprised with the whole Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. I'm not surprised at that. I'm definitely not surprised.
I'm not surprised, but I can't be like, oh yeah, I'm about to see. He gonna get a whiff of these pits. I'm gonna throw him off the game. Got man smelling like leftover Chinese food in the summer, man. Just
chill, man. Chill.
Yeah.
Yo, Leash, give us your thoughts, man.
I don't know. Like, these, and it be grown ass men too. That's the part that kills me. Like,
and women.
I mean, yeah, and women. True.
Especially when y'all on your period. Oh my god.
And then that's another thing. Like, really, like, women, we have other things that go on, with our cycles and stuff like that. So it's like, bruh, if y'all nasty asses is really out here just not washing, like, they should be kicked out. Like, there should be no penalizing. You come in there stank, I smell you, get out. GTFO. Like, no.
Plus, it's like, especially if you sweat, like, you really have to be on top of your shit. Like, you can't.
Right.
If you're a bit like being like, if you're a big dude, and I'm and I'll speak for myself. Like, as a big dude, there's extra care that you have to take for yourself. Like, you really have to keep yourself clean. Like, you really gotta like take showers. You can't. First off, that's not attractive when it comes to women. That's not attractive. Like, no woman wants a dude that's stinky and smells. But secondly, for yourself, my man, it's like you don't wanna be clean. Like, being clean is so refreshing. Like, I get excited when it's shower time, bro. Like, I'm like, I love, like, when I'm at Dwayne Reed or wherever picking out my soaps and my whole regimen of what I do. It's like I get excited.
That's my favorite part of my day, aside from my naps.
Taking a shower.
Shower naps. Shower naps.
So it's like, taking a shower really is a really, it can be a therapeutic experience as well. It can be very, very therapeutic. Taking a shower
like the inside of a gym bag, man. What's wrong with y'all?
Oh,
and then also keeping your clothes. Going to the laundromat is very, very important. Especially if you're a big dude that, like, you sweat or whatever the case may be. Going to the laundromat's important. You have to keep yourself
smelling
and your
like
clothes
some
very
crunchy
clean.
Socks.
And to the big boys, listen. One thing that is your best friend besides deodorant, baby powder. Listen.
Oh my god.
Listen to what I tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Baby powder will change your life, especially if you're a sweater, because
you're a sweat neck.
It'll powder will keep you. Powder will keep you fresh even longer. Like, man, it's too many things. It's too much out here, man. And if you're gonna use if you're gonna use soap, use soap that exfoliates, because you wanna also get rid of dead skin. You really want to get inside them pores. Make sure you exfoliate your face too, at least like twice a week. Also, shout out to Leash, because she told me about this witch hazel. Use witch hazel for your face.
Yes, good for your skin.
It keeps it's really. I've been using it for like 3 months now. It's really good for your face. Really good for your skin, for your pores. Because, like, you'll be surprised, because you'll think, oh well, I just washed my face with soap, so my face is clean. No. There's still things that you need to do outside of taking a shower that also need to keep you very clean. What else? I'm trying to think what else. Also, no lie, underarms too. Like use like
giving out hygiene tips right now.
Yeah. Use
You doing like a full dedicated hygiene list right now, bro?
No, I'm serious.
Right.
I'm serious. Like you also, to make sure that your pits don't because your armpits is probably like one of the things that doesn't get a lot of air, enough air. So oftentimes, even if you scrub under your armpits can still be dirty or still house old smells, even if you do put on deodorant. So what you do is when you get out the shower, spray some rubbing alcohol on like a pat on like a rub on like a on like some cotton swabs or like on a paper towel or whatever, and wipe under there, and really, because what it'll do is it'll really clean your underarms, and then you put the deodorant on. It really, man, listen.
Everybody give it up for Persona.
Hey, Persona, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a grown ass man, bro.
I know, but but honestly, people, sometimes people don't know how to keep themselves clean because it doesn't stop at the shower. There's a lot of. No, I'm being serious. I have an entire, and I'm not gonna name my whole process, but I have an entire process before, during, and after the shower. That lasts about an hour or so.
Yeah,
so it's a process.
I got a process also.
Yeah, it's a process to keep you. And if you're black and you're a big dude, cocoa butter, use that on your face, even if you sweat, because it'll keep your pores. It'll keep you shiny, keep your skin very nice, and it'll trust me, cocoa butter, especially like the healing cocoa butter. Oh my god, and then also always carry what's it called? Wipes. Like rubbing wipes, but it's like wipes for your face and stuff like that, and for your hands and stuff like that. And you can use them on your face, and you can because sometimes when you sweat, again, sweat's dirty, like it's it's whatever. So sometimes your face will get dirty throughout the day or whatever the case may be. You can use the wipes to wipe your face down and keep your face nice and clean, and keep it very, so that you don't get pimples and blackheads and all that nasty stuff, because all that stuff is dirt, and it's oils and all that type of stuff. So when you use the wipes to wipe your face, it keeps your face very clean. Like, if you look at Demi's face or look at my face, very clear. Keep yourself clean.
But yeah, don't nobody steal my idea about these cons and selling like deodorant and shit, because that's mine, and I'll find you.
Hey, bro.
And I'll beat you.
I'm gonna just say this, bro. If you smell like the inside of a shoe when it's wet, bro, get it together. Because you stink. You stink. And hey man, I got no mercy for dudes who come to public events and conventions smelling like that, man.
You're like, whoa there. Hey.
They need like somebody with like a really good nose just to be whiffing dudes out.
Yo, Burt's Bees wipes, guys. If you want to use wipes for your face, the best ones to use is Burt's Bees wipes, unscented, because if you have scented skin or sometimes that perfume, it'll actually burn your skin and leave marks. So the unscented ones are the best ones, and they're really good.
Yes.
But yes, please, guys, to all the fellas out there, to keep yourselves very clean, please take showers, please use powder, especially in the summer. Use powder.
Yeah, summertime coming up. It's about to be spring, then summer, bro.
Use powder, please.
Listen,
Lise can tell you when she was around me and Demi, she never smelled us.
Yeah, they were some dainty smelling ass men. I mean, they smelled real like nice, Very like important. A subtle, like sweet, but yet manly. Like they'll hold your hand, but then they'll grab you by the back of the neck, type of smell.
Okay,
so.
Yeah, we start bar fights, and then when we get with man and got for it.
Yeah, right. So
yeah. But yo, let's move on. So yeah, that's pretty much
back
that.
Of the neck. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that back of the neck kind of threw me off. Okay.
He just grabbed me by the neck. My mouth was agape.
Oh Jesus, my neck and my back. So moving on. Should we talk about this Sony Nintendo investigation? Nah, we'll talk about that another time. Let that develop a little bit before we even get too deep into that. Let's talk about these refunds though. So Sony changed their refund policy Where is it at? Okay, here we go. So Sony changed their refund policy a little bit. They tweaked it a little bit. So pretty much, essentially, for PlayStation game refunds for games, DLC and add-ons, full game downloadable content, themes, avatars, and season pass fall under this category. After purchasing this type of content through PlayStation Store, you have 14 days from purchase to request a refund to your wallet on PlayStation Network. If you started to download or stream the purchased content, you are not eligible for a refund unless the content is faulty. To request a refund to games, blah blah blah. Okay, whatever. And then the other change is to pre-order digital content. A pre-order refers to any purchase of digital content made from PlayStation Store before the content's release date. There are two types of pre-order refund requests depending on the date the content was pre-ordered. So pre-order purchases more than 14 days before the release date, you may request a refund to your wallet at any time up until the release date of the content. Pre-order purchases less than 14 days before release date, you may request a refund to your wallet up to 14 days after the date of purchase. To request a refund to pre-ordered digital content, yeah. So this
garbage.
Yeah, give me a thoughts, Leash. So pretty much, all right, so essentially, let me put that, because there was a lot of talking and a lot of so essentially what it's saying is that if you pre-order something on the PlayStation Store, you more than 14 days before release, you essentially you can get a refund. You may request a refund. Yeah, you may request a refund, but the refund will go directly to your wallet. If it's less than 14 days, you can. Now, if it's after release, now if you pre-order a game or something on the PlayStation Store and the game releases, you can request a refund, but the only way the refund will be granted is if you have not downloaded the game or the product or whatever the case may be. What's your thoughts, Leash?
What? Wait, so hold on. So you mean to tell me, right? Because, okay, isn't it like if you didn't get any achievements, you could request.
Is it that? I think that's Xbox. Oh no, that's PlayStation 2. Yeah, you can't have achievements, but you also can't download the game.
But that doesn't make any sense. So, what if I played the game for 2 seconds, right? And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna like it, right? I can't get a refund?
No. Because you downloaded it. You downloaded the game. No.
Yeah. So that's trash.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. Okay. And so, but if it's 14 days before the release, I get a full refund, no problems, no issues.
Yeah.
But what happens if it's in that 14 days that the release is about to come out? Like,
you can get the refund more than 14 days or less than 14 days before release, but after release, only way a refund could be granted is if you have not downloaded the game.
Well, my thoughts are that's trash. If I download the game and never played it, I can't get a refund?
Nope.
That's stupid.
Nope.
That's stupid as hell. Like, yeah, nah. That's why I don't pre-order nothing. I mean, it's the truth. That's why I don't pre-order anything.
I hear you. Demi?
It's poop chips.
Poop chips.
Poop chips. I don't like how they're doing it. I don't like how they're approaching it. It's dumb. That's a very flawed refund system at that. Like, I hate to say it, at least Xbox would at least give you a refund system like I don't like this game this much.
Mm-hmm.
But you only get like one time to really do it. For what I've experienced, at least. Now, digital refund is a little different on there. I haven't messed with that. Mm-hmm. But when I've called in, like, hey, I really didn't like this game. I feel like I kind of wasted my money. Hey, here you go. We'll refund you. But this is 14 days before, and you can't, like, the only way you can do it is if you don't download it.
Mm-hmm.
So what if I actually want to test it out, like, to see if I did like it?
That's the thing though too, like, because that whole faulty, like, if the game is only time it can get refunded after release, and if you download it as if it's faulty, that's kind of a lie too. Like, I feel like that's some bull, because when Anthem was breaking my, like, it kept breaking my console. Like, it kept, like, every time I played, it would give me an error, and I had to rebuild the database, like, every time. Like, it was unplayable for a couple days. I was like, okay, screw this. I want my money back. When I hit them up, they was like, nah, because BioWare is working on a fix. I'm like, what? Yo.
Huh?
I can't play the game. Like, I physically cannot play the game because it keeps giving me an error. Like,
and it could have actually bricked your PS4.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, you really not about to give me a refund because of this? Like, really? So that's some bullshit too. I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, Sony, you're gonna have to fix these policies, fix these up a little bit more. At least give people at least like a 2 or 3 hour window of play time before they decide if they want to keep the game or not. That's not fair to say, oh well, you can't download the game either. It's like, what? Like, how am I supposed to know if I'm making the right decision or not? You know, so you got to fix those, Sony. That's not very happy consumer of you, PlayStation. So hold that L. You get an L for that. Moving on. So BioWare.
Oh.
Demi and CL's favorite company. Let's talk. Oh, is it Bethesda? It might be Bethesda too.
No,
that's
I
another
said
L.
BioWare.
But oh yeah, for BioWare, for you, Demi, I think it is Bethesda. I could be lying though.
No, Demi said I thought he said he didn't like Bethesda. I don't know. Where did Demi go?
Denim. Why'd you call him Denim? He ain't tethered. You the tethered one, CL. What you mean? Denim. Where did Denemy go? No, it's just Demi today. It's just Demi. Denemy. You hear this woman? Denemy.
Oh, he's not even in here.
Oh no, it's just me and you. It's me. It's me and Alicia. Let's talk about Apple iPhones.
Oh my god.
Oh god, no, but damn, I think he got. Did he get kicked? Oh no, hold on. Sorry guys.
Unless his phone went dead.
Yeah, it might have. Or he might have accidentally left.
Oh well.
Let me get him back in here.
So guys,
yeah, talk to him.
Yeah, so I hope everybody's doing good today. You finally heard Persona give PlayStation an L. I would like to go on record and
go on record and say what?
And say about time.
First of all, I've given Sony plenty of L's in the past on this podcast. They've got some L's. Just last week, I gave him an L for PS Plus versus Games with Gold.
Oh, you did. You're right. But they're few and far between. So
that's because PlayStation don't give too many L's, you know.
But they've been giving some L's lately.
I mean, this refund stuff is probably one of the first ones.
Yeah, and then them taking off Vita and PlayStation 3.
Okay, I mean, but are you playing PlayStation 3 or Vita?
No, so but the people
how's that an L for you?
It's not an L for me. I don't care either way. I'm just saying it's an L for people who actually do play the Vita and the PlayStation 3.
Ladies and gentlemen of the chat, do any of you play PlayStation or Vita?
Demi does.
And be honest. Do any of you play PlayStation or Vita?
I do.
PlayStation 3, I mean. PS3 or Vita. Let's be real. Besides you, Demi, because you play anything that's trash. Let's be real here. Is anybody in this chat right now playing PS3 or PlayStation Vita? So more than likely the answer would be no. Okay, Titanfall says she does.
See, it should be an option.
Killer K says she still has her PlayStation 3. Okay, all right. All right. That's two.
Mm-hmm.
That's two. I need to stream from it. Okay, all right. So that's an L. Okay, fine.
Thank you.
All right,
so, moving on to BioWare. And Demi, Persona said that Bethesda is your favorite company.
Yo, why you even mention that? Yo, what you trying to do right now?
At one point, Bethesda was my favorite company. So.
Yeah, but mine
trying
is
to
BioWare.
start stuff. You see that? CL trying to start stuff.
But
what do you
I
mean?
would say as a whole, Rockstar is my favorite.
Rockstar, really?
Yeah.
And Leash, is BioWare still your favorite? Especially after what we about to talk about. But before we even talk about this, is BioWare your favorite company right now, Leash?
I think I broke up with them. I think it's official.
Whew. Oh, all right. It's good because we about to.
And I'm really a little sad about this. It was a long time. It's been 10+ years, and
hey, after reading this
my
article,
heart hurts.
after reading this article. I think they've been screwing y'all for at least a decade.
I read the article I think last week, and I was like, whoa, like it's scandalous. But yeah,
let's talk about this. So BioWare, and we're gonna share the screen on this because it's a lot. Like, first off, shout out to Jason Schreier who wrote this article and broke this article.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Like, I used my whole lunch break to kind of read through this because it really is. He really went like super in depth. But luckily for you guys, we are going to give you the gist of this long ass article of him going in on a lot of stuff. So we're going to go piece by piece and kind of give our thoughts in sections because a lot of this is broken down into different sections. So let's start at the beginning. So in the beginning, God made the lands and the light. Anyway, so in the beginning, he kind of talks about how the work-life relationship at BioWare was during the development process of this game, and essentially, what kind of transpired through the early development process of Anthem. And in the beginning, Anthem essentially wasn't going to be Anthem; it was going to be called a game called Beyond. But Beyond didn't fly. I think they couldn't get the licensing or the for the name or whatever case may be for that, or they didn't want to go through that much of a process. So they switched up to Anthem the last 18 months of the game. Now, during the last 18 months of development process, that's when Anthem became the official name of the game. Now, essentially, when essentially, let's start off by saying Anthem was in development since 2012, which I'm just like, wow. Like, you really don't see that in this. I'm gonna be straight up, and we're gonna be brutally honest here. So at the last minute, the name changed, and normally during the development process of a game, the development process is pretty much through, it's being done throughout the time that the game needs time to be developed. But during Anthem's case, the full steam ahead development process of the game didn't happen until the last 18 months of the game. So essentially nothing was greenlit in terms of the creation of Anthem until the last 18 months. I would speculate this also plays into why Anthem was pushed back to February 2019, because they really weren't done, but it wasn't because they were making fixes or tweaks to the game. It was because they hadn't started, or they hadn't done put enough into the game to allow for the development process to be, to allow so. So, they a lot of, so let's stop right there. So, knowing and understanding that, Leash and Demi, how do you feel? Like, how does that make you feel, knowing that BioWare really wasn't putting their all into the development of the game pretty much essentially since the beginning?
I mean, I felt that when I saw gameplay. Like, you could see that they didn't. Gameplay was like the world was beautiful, and the fighting mechanics were like pretty. For me, it was the fun part was flying around in the suits. That was it. Or whatever. But I mean, the way it makes me feel rather angry, because I like BioWare. Well, I guess I could say was my favorite developer. So yeah, I mean, but it showed. So
okay, Debbie.
They really haven't been themselves since Mass Effect and like the original Dragon Age. So the fact that this has been in development since 2012 and this is the final outcome of it, I feel like they succumb to peer pressure of the looter shooter.
Actually, you're segueing into something else. Now let's talk about that, because you actually brought up a good point. So, was Anthem supposed to be a looter shooter, ladies and gentlemen? No. So let's also continue. So there's two teams with BioWare. It was the Edmonton, Alberta, Canada team, and it was the Austin, Texas team that grew resentful towards each other thanks to tense, lopsided relationship. It's a story of a video game that was in development for nearly 7 years, but didn't enter production until the final 18 months. Now, let's get into what some of the developers whose names obviously were not mentioned due to fear of, being fired, or whatever the case may be. So essentially, And again, we're going to round this up because, again, guys, this is a very lengthy article. Essentially, what some of the developers were saying that a lot of what was going on with Anthem was mismanagement. Was management's, a lot of it is management's fault and not EA management. EA actually didn't have a whole lot to do with this. It was BioWare's management. So ultimately, there was a lot of stress, a lot of crunch time, a lot of different things that was going on at BioWare that was causing a lot of stress for a lot of people. And this is something, this right here kind of like just threw me. Many say their coworkers had to take stress leave, a doctor-mandated period of weeks or even months worth of vacation for their mental health. One BioWare developer told me that they would frequently find a private room in the office, shut the door, and just cry. People were so angry and sad all the time, they said. Said another, depression and anxiety are an epidemic within BioWare. All of this due to mismanagement. So ultimately, let's kind of fast forward a little bit. So ultimately, what was going on at BioWare was there was a small team that was headed by, I think it was Casey Hudson. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that name. That was heading a small project, which was then Beyond, which then in turn became Anthem. They were working on this project. It was a small team, and not everyone within BioWare knew about it because there also was the other team that was working on Mass Effect Andromeda and working on Dragon Age Inquisition. Once Dragon Age Inquisition, oh, by the way, Dragon Age Inquisition didn't go full steam ahead until the last, I think, year and a half of its, the last year and a half before its release. And that game being critically acclaimed and received so well is kind of part of why BioWare's work mentality became what it was, where in the quote that I think one of the developers used, or it might have been Jason Schreier, I could be wrong, but one of the quotes he used is, BioWare's development process is like a hockey stick. It's flat, it's a straight line, flat, and then once you get to the end, it curves and it starts jutting forward. That essentially was the development process for a lot of BioWare's projects, including Mass Effect Andromeda, including Anthem, including Dragon Age Inquisition, where, a lot of what was getting done wouldn't happen until the very end, or, up until the last minute, pretty much procrastinating. And what BioWare said was part of the reason why this, but what BioWare's reasoning for part of the reason why development process was such a nightmare for a lot of its projects had to do with the fact that the Frostbite engine, which was very hard to develop, although it does create very beautiful worlds, the mechanics that a lot of what BioWare was trying to do in a lot of their games couldn't be done. They had to be recreated from scratch. One example that was given in the article was the fact that in Dragon Age Inquisition, a simple save and load wasn't in the game. They had to develop that from scratch and put that into Dragon Age Inquisition. So hearing these, Leash and Demi, hearing these different things about the development nightmare that BioWare was going through, and not just Anthem, but clearly with Dragon Age Inquisition, and clearly, as we can see with Mass Effect Andromeda, hearing the how the development process was going, how the developers were feeling in the ecosystem that was going on around that, what's your thoughts?
Inquisition.
Do you feel sorry for them? Like, does any of this make you feel sorry?
In the article, they said that Inquisition getting Game of the Year was probably the worst thing that could have happened to BioWare. Hence, meaning that BioWare didn't learn its lesson. So they figured what they were doing was the right way. And honestly, for a person who's played Dragon Age since the first one, Inquisition wasn't even, like, it's a good game. Don't get me wrong. It's beautiful. Like, the characters, they capture you. You feel for them. You get emotionally attached. The world is beautiful. I actually like the battle system. It still lacked something that made Dragon Age special. So, yeah, like, they didn't learn their lesson. They thought that everything that they was doing was okay. So I really don't feel sorry for them because they didn't know what failure looked like until they put out that piece of crap Andromeda. So, I mean, I don't like. This is all just wild to me, knowing that Inquisition was one of my favorite games, and it only went in like to full steam a year and a half before its release. It's like, wow. Yeah.
Demi?
This is tough. To learn about Inquisition like that, jeez. Inquisition winning game of the year actually put some bad vibes in the air. I'll say that because they didn't learn their lesson from it. And it's really like when you do win something like that with a game that you only put like just a little bit of time into like that, it kind of looks a bit off. So they didn't learn. Like Lee said, they didn't learn their lesson. And Inquisition was okay. It was much better than Dragon Age 2.
Oh yeah, Dragon Age 2 was.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Dragon Age 2, but Bioware needs to take a break. From this point forward, they got to just have the team working on Anthem, take them in to re-up because they're supposed to be doing Dragon Age 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and if they ruin that, that's it. That's it for Bioware. Like, they really have to like focus on one project at a time at this point.
Because right now you have so many like different RPG makers stepping up to the plate. CD Projekt Red is like they're running up the heels of people, man. And for this to be like your main RPG and you're doing stuff like this, listen, you can't float this one up.
Nope.
Anthem wasn't the hit you wanted it to be. And it also had potential risk with the game itself and breaking your console. So where do you go from here is the question.
Well, essentially, and this is the last part, because this article is so long, we could really sit here the rest of the podcast and break this down. But this is the last part that I want to break down for you guys and get your thoughts. So, essentially, what Anthem was supposed to be was obviously a game called Beyond, and the code name for it inside BioWare was called Dylan, but we'll call it Anthem. And so, essentially, what Beyond was supposed to be was a big world where with multiple cities actually, and you were supposed to go out, and the concept of the game was you would go out and you see how long you could survive in the world against like different monsters and stuff like that. But when they started piecing that stuff together, they realized that the Frostbite engine wouldn't be the engine that would be able to handle what it is that they were trying to do. So they had to start dialing things back. They started to have to cut things back, and it stopped a lot of things in their tracks. Then a couple of the developers wanted to speak on the story of the game. A lot of the developers didn't know what the story of the game was going to be for a very long time. And Mass Effect writer, I forgot his name. But he was going to be the one that was going to be doing the writing for the story of the game. And he actually had to the team was like, we don't want to do just another Mass Effect sci-fi type of story. We want something different. And he said, well, this is something outside of my comfort zone. I'm a sci-fi writer. What do you want? They didn't know what they wanted. So it's like, well, how am I supposed to know how to go about this if you don't even know what you want? So, that created that tension. He left in 2016, which moved over to the other writer. Man, I forgot his name. I'm trying to find his name. But, that also left, from what the developer's saying, when he left, that left a big hole in the game, because now they had to now you had management that was kind of focusing on that as well. And then what management was doing as well was they would have meetings about the game, but then nothing would get done, or the team, or how management has a meeting and then they come to the workers and say, hey, look, all right, so this is what this is going to be. That wasn't being done at BioWare. So ultimately, to kind of round this all up, because it's a lot, BioWare has been skating by since Dragon Age Inquisition. That's one. Two, Frostbite engine has hindered a lot of what Bioware has been trying to do, especially with Anthem and Dragon Age Inquisition. It just so happens that they were able to kind of build from scratch with Dragon Age and kind of build in a lot of the stuff that they needed. But that same thing couldn't have been said for Anthem. 3, EA had nothing to do with this game. This is all BioWare, ladies and gentlemen. So for the people that were saying,
blame EA.
No, we can't. And for the people that were saying, oh, well, EA, I just don't like them, because they're greedy. EA had nothing to do. This is all BioWare. All of it. The only thing that was to blame for EA is the Frostbite engine. That being the main engine to be used across all their studios. Outside of that, the development process and all that, it's all BioWare, people. 4, the work environment in BioWare is toxic. It's toxic as hell. And 5, and this is the part that pisses me off. The whole transparent shit that was being spoken about on Twitter clearly was a lie. Because we weren't getting any of that. You sold us on lies with Anthem. And I'm mad because I went to bat for this game. Because I'm like, no, they're working really hard. They're doing this, they're doing that. They really want this game to be great. They really want this game to be, they really want this game to succeed. Oh, and here's the other thing. Anthem wasn't supposed to be a looter shooter. That was a last-minute decision to speed along the development process. I went to bat for this game, yo. Transparency. Oh, no, they're being transparent. No, things like this make you look at developers very different. And I hate to say that because I love developers. And I want developers' games to succeed. I understand that developers go through a lot with these games and with the development process and stuff like that. Like, I understand. I get that. So to any developer that may watch this, I'm not coming down on you. But use this as an example. This situation is a perfect example for every developer. And I'm not just talking EA developers, Naughty Dog, Rockstar, whoever. This story, this situation is a perfect example that every development team needs to read, look at, and understand. Because clearly management failed this team. So if BioWare closes or shuts down, it's not our fault for not buying the game. I did my part. I supported your game. It's your fault. It's management's fault. It's whoever didn't make sure that things were being done correctly. It's being comfortable with just skating by. I hope BioWare reads this and understands, hey, look, we need to change. Not for, not even for us, screw the gamer, for ourselves, for the security of our jobs. I defended this. For what? I feel like a fool. I feel like a fool sitting here today. I feel like a fool for defending this. And everyone told me, my best friend Hyde, everyone, why are you defending this? It's EA. Why are you defending it? I'm like, well, it's BioWare. They make great games. Yeah, they messed up on Andromeda, but I think that I have faith in this. Yo. Y'all got anything else to add before we move on?
My heart is broken. I have to break up with my favorite developer. Now I have to find a new one. It's
well,
cool.
Sony got a plethora, so whatever you ready.
Shut up! Oh God.
Sony got a plethora of good devs that definitely they treat their workers right. You feel me? So let's go ahead on it. Demi, you got anything else to add before we move
on? Stop the looter shooters.
Right.
But you about to buy Borderlands 3 though. So do you really want that to stop?
I mean, it's a Diablo as a looter shooter. You can't go that route with me, bro.
Is it still a looter shooter? Yes or no?
No, because it's actually more of a dungeon crawler.
But the purpose of the game is to.
The purpose of the game is to get loot, which was inspired by Diablo, which is more so a dungeon crawler game with loot. It's not a looter shooter.
You know what? Google fixes everything. I got you. Is
Google still gives you a wrong answer?
Borderlands a looter
Have you played it, sir?
What is me playing? It got to do with anything.
Dimmy. There we go, Dimmy.
No, because you can't put it as a looter shooter if you haven't played it.
Okay, so this is what Google has to say. Well, it's partly because Borderlands is the archetype of a looter shooter, which adds role-playing game mechanics, notably killing enemies that drop loot as a reward to the action of a first-person shooter. This combination, coupled with the franchise's humor, is what makes Borderlands fun to play. Is it a looter shooter though? Oh, why people love looter shooter games like Borderlands 3? So, is it a looter shooter? Yes. It's a looter shooter. Not saying that it's not those other things that you said. It could be a dungeon crawler and all that, but it also can be a looter shooter. Because you're playing the game to get loot, right?
Actually, I'm playing the game for the story and to build my character.
Yeah, the story's dope.
Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Since we're on the topic of Borderlands 3, let's go ahead and talk about it. So Borderlands 3, the release date was announced. It's September 13th, 2019. Borderlands 3 will be released. And you guessed it, ladies and gentlemen, it will be exclusive to the Epic Store on PC for not 1, not 2, not 3, but 6 months.
Jesus.
And there's been a lot of uproar within the gaming community regarding this whole Epic Store, you know, buying up all these games for exclusivity deals and all this different stuff. We all play on consoles, so this don't bother us. Right. But we are going to speak on it anyway. So starting with you, Demi, because, you know, Leash went first quite a few times. Demi, on the outside, because obviously we are on the outside looking in, so we'll speak to that perspective. In terms of... Pass me.
Hold on.
Oh, pass you? Okay. So, Leash, you go first. So we are on the outside looking in. So in you know, being on the outside looking in, and you see something like the Epic Store having an exclusivity deal with Borderlands 3.
Mm-hmm.
What is your thoughts? Like, do you feel that that's unfair? Like, do you feel like that's anti-consumer? Break it down for the people.
As I let out one big long sigh, you got to understand that my take on a lot of things when it comes to the gaming community is because I was a solo player for a very long time. And like, it was only until I joined this podcast that I really had to learn about like developers and like gaming news and stuff like that. So when I see stuff like this, in my head, I'm just like, okay, if it's only going to be on Epic Store, if it was me, I would just make an account and buy the game, right? But as a person who now looks at things and has to read gaming articles and has to stay up on gaming news, I'm like, oh, well, in certain stores like Steam and Epic and whatever, they have people like to get achievements, or some people just don't want to go and make another account on another platform. So maybe that's just, you know, what it is. That's why people are mad. But then I go back to the Leash that wasn't really in the community like that and was a solo player and minded my business. And I'm like, but is it really a big deal? Like, aren't they able to still play the game on PC? Like, it's not like if you don't have an Epic Store account, like you just can't play the game at all. Like there's like saying like, I ban you from playing this game because you didn't have an Epic Store account before this game. But then I go back to the other Leash and it's like, well, people are particular and gamers in general are very particular people. But in the other Leash, the solo Leash is like, F that. Just make a damn account. Why are we complaining? So it's so much that's going on in my mind right now. Is it anti-consumer? I mean, they've said multiple times.
mean,
They've said multiple times that the Epic Store has exclusivity, whatever that word is, rights to a couple of games.
Bruh.
They warned you. You've been warned. It's not like they sat up there and it was like just out of the blue ass news. So I mean,
granted, there are one thing I will say when it comes to the Epic Store, there are a lot of features missing. You know, like they don't have a shopping cart.
But it's a new store. I mean, it's a new platform, right?
same things they get on Epic about Steam didn't have that at first either.
It's a new platform. So I mean, of course, it's gonna be missing some stuff. They're still tweaking some stuff. So like this whole thing, I'm trying not to be far removed. Like I'm trying to understand it from different angles. Mm-hmm. But the solo leash is like, man, F this. This is stupid. Yeah. But that's just me though. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be educated. If somebody who plays PC would like to educate me, but Demi and Persona don't. So
I actually started on PC before consoles.
Envy of a story that says, I heard Epic Games Store has spyware. I don't know if that's true or not. Yeah, there was an article that came out when they were talking about how Epic Game was collecting your Steam data. So I'm like, I mean, shit.
I get spied on every week.
Go see an ad for that same sneaker. You like what?
Yeah, like, what? Everything has spyware.
I'm not saying that that's okay. Hold on, I'm not saying that that's okay, but I'm just saying.
No,
it's
we're not
really
saying
hard.
It's
really hard to kind of escape that
avoided.
stuff right now.
Yeah,
it's really hard to escape that stuff
unless you like going completely off the grid. On some, you just Aiden Pierce out here,
or living on a farm growing vegetables.
Listen, I'm gonna keep it a stack, man, and we're gonna do this the right way. I'm gonna show my screen. So for PlayStation guys, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo guys, hold on, my friend, Demi, you talk. I'm about to do a whole presentation. I got you right now. Go ahead, Demi, talk. Give us your thoughts.
It's Epic Store stuff. I don't know. It's a lot of people have been like upset about this kind of thing. I feel like they're just doing their own thing. They're being creative with what they do, and they handle their business properly. You can't get mad at them. Only thing I'm mad at is like certain fire games are hitting the store first, and I have to wait like a while before they hit consoles. Like I want to play Hades so bad, but I'm not just about to grab a PC for it or something, you know. But I don't know. They should have expected this. Epic and 2K are like, they're cool. I expected this like from the jump. It doesn't make it right. 6 months is like a slap in the face, but also on the flip side, people can't really be that upset about it to review bombing like this, man. That's ridiculous, bro. The same thing that happened to Metro Exodus is happening to Borderlands 3 now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
we love the game. We love the developers.
Stinking up the joint.
But I mean, the game is still gonna do good. It's Borderlands, so you can review
bomb
it all you want.
Yeah, they're gonna buy that regardless. Even the ones that review bombed Exodus still sold really good on PC.
Exactly. So. People just being babies.
But I want to just give a little presentation. So, say I'm a PC gamer, all right? And I want to buy a game that's not on Steam. You know what I do, ladies and gentlemen? Do you want to see what I do when I can't buy a game on Steam? Oh! Am I on an entirely new store that's not Steam for free? Did I just type in epicgames.com and get to a new place to buy new games that you can't buy on Steam? Is that possible? Oh, but wait. Epic Store doesn't have the games I want on here. So trash. What do I do? What will I do, Leash? Demi. Wait, I know. Oh, shit. It's another store with everything on it for free? Is this even possible, ladies and gentlemen? But wait, I'm a console gamer. And I want to play God of War on the PlayStation 4, but I have an Xbox. What do I have to do?
This is so terrible.
I have to spend $2.99 on a console to play one game? But wait, I'm a PlayStation gamer, and I want to play Mario and Zelda. I'm a big Mario and Zelda fan, ladies and gentlemen. What would I do? I'm a console-only gamer. What would I do? Wait a minute. I have to spend $2.99 just to play Mario and Zelda? What if my heat went off and I needed to warm my house? What would I do?
Hey, the heat go off? Hey.
What if I needed a personal heater? What would I do? I have to spend $1.99 on a pre-owned Xbox One.
You ain't shit, bro.
How am I supposed to enjoy? How am I supposed to enjoy these experiences that are spread out? I'm spending well over $1,000 on these consoles to play one or two games. What would I do, gamers? Tell me. I'm a PC gamer, and I want to play my games. What do I do? Oh, wait. I have Steam and Epic. I can just click for free. I'm clicking, guys, for free. I'm clicking for free. I'm clicking, guys, for free.
I'm installing a launcher.
What am I doing? Click, 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 click. In other words, get over it.
Ooh.
Oh my God. I'm offended and I have nothing to be offended for.
Get over it, PC gamers. Moving on. Now
you a jerk, bro. They're gonna be typing. The MOG and Friends podcast is
they're very anti-consumer. They don't care about the gamers.
They don't care about the gamers. They're some plebs.
Why did they do that? Why are they making fun of my favorite platform?
They're gonna be typing on their mechanical keyboards. Click, 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 clicking away.
Get over it. Get out of here, man. I don't want to hear that. Man. Get
GTFO.
Get over it. Man. Moving on to more important topics. So leaked Microsoft email chain reportedly describes hellish workplace for women. So essentially, to kind of generalize the article, get the gist. Essentially, what a lot of the women at Microsoft are saying that they have been called a bitch more than once, and there's been times where in meetings where HR is present, a guy would men would say to a woman, he said to one woman, "Come sit on his lap," multiple times, and HR didn't do anything. Then there was another time where a guy said, allegedly, all of this is allegedly, these are the allegations, and allegedly, a guy told a woman to give him sex or he would kill her. Oh, yeah, another female at Microsoft said that an employee of a Microsoft partner company threatened to kill her during a work trip if she didn't engage in sexual acts. Yo, what? Y'all better go have that 3% of fun on the internet. Yeah, I'm looking for sex. Yeah, this is crazy. But there is a glimmer of hope as the CPO, Kathleen, the Chief People's Officer, Kathleen Hogan, reportedly responded to the email chain on March 29th and said that issues detailed in it to Nadella on the same day, I would like to offer to anyone who has had such demeaning experiences, including those who felt were dismissed by management or HR, to email me directly. Hogan wrote in an email, which Microsoft shared with Gizmodo and other outlets. I will personally look into the situation with my team. I understand the devastating impact of such experiences, and Nadella wants to be made aware of any such behavior, and we will do everything we can to stop it. Leash, starting with you, as a woman, have you? Well, let me ask you. Have you? And you don't have to answer this, and this may be kind of a crazy question, but have you experienced any type of harassment at work?
I work in the restaurant industry. Ain't I'm full of this. Every day is harassment. So yeah.
How do you normally deal with it?
Me being the type of person that I am, it really does nothing to me. And I talk a lot of mess, so I just talk mess back. Like that's how I deal with it. But I understand there's a lot of people who aren't like me. So I'm sensitive around those who aren't and who take stuff a little bit more seriously. But normally I just fight harassment with just talking mess, talk a lot of shit. That's it. They say something, I say something back 10 times worse. So
okay.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on women, especially women that are within the tech field that are experiencing these types of harassment claims? What is your thoughts on this?
I mean, I feel like it's in every industry. Women get harassed in every just the tech industry. You would think because it's the tech field and people are smarter. And, they do all this wonderful stuff with like machines and computers or whatever. Like they'll be a little bit more advanced socially. But no, actually, I feel like it might be even worse. Like it's sad that a lot of women have to go through that. And it's sad how many women accept it because they're scared that they might lose their job, or they're scared that, that they'll be blackballed from the industry in general.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the fact that a lot of women are now kind of like taking a stand and speaking out against it.
Mm-hmm.
But even still, like you still see instances where the women are coming out and they're still, they're not protected.
Yeah. And
it's like the CPO is a woman, right?
Yeah. I mean, I would hope. Kathleen sound like
a
female name to me.
So I'm pretty sure this isn't her first time hearing about what's going on. So the fact that it's going public and now she wants to write statements and whatever speaks a lot too, because you do have a lot of women in the industry who's made it to a certain point that kind of removes themselves from what's been going on. Like they've seen it their whole career, but now, I'm a CPO. Like it doesn't matter to me. Like I call the shots, and I'm the HBIC right now. So you get a lot of that as well. But it's a little, it's not an easy topic to discuss, and I'm trying to like express how I feel to the best of my ability without offending. But I would just say for women just to keep coming forward. But unfortunately, like the repercussions are freaking like harsh, because I'm pretty sure a lot of these women, retaliation is real, and not a lot of them are protected. So
okay. Demi?
That's crazy.
That's a good way to start.
That's
it
crazy.
Is. Yeah.
I'm gonna just listen. Sit on my lap.
Twice.
That's crazy.
Yo, that the one that said he was gonna kill Shorty if she ain't do no sexual acts. And she told HR. HR said that because he was not directly with the Microsoft company, we can't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, what?
Protect your women in the workplace, man.
For real.
That's crazy. Yo, what? I can't even fathom it. Like, yeah, you have somebody coming out and say something, but it feels like they're coming out to say something and save face and just protect the brand and the image. Or make sure my company isn't under fire or anything like that. That's wild, man. I can't even like fathom the words to come up with for like this subject. This is inexcusable, and I hope they like bring the boot down on everybody. Step on all their necks.
Boot on the neck.
Boots to asses.
Whoa.
This is terrible, man. And this happens in a lot more places than like we know.
Oh yeah. It happens in a lot more industries than what people think, and it happens a lot more frequently than what people think too. Because even like a simple, Like touching females in the workplace is kind of like they can kind of misconstrue that as well. Like you really have to be careful. Like you really have to be careful like how you interact, and not saying don't interact. Like interact. You feel me? Interact, but there's especially in the workplace. There's boundaries. A lot of people don't like, and this is people in general don't like to be touched. Like hands on the shoulder or giving hugs, especially in the workplace or whatever. I give at work. I give everybody a handshake. Like, what's up? How you doing?
And give them a nod,
or a fist bump, or something like that.
Give them the nod, yup.
Yeah, like that touchy stuff. We're in a different time and in a different era. But you can still see where corporate America is still playing catch up with a lot of these things because back in like the the 50s and 60s where females were only secretaries, a slap on the ass would be a congrats from a guy to a woman. Then women being viewed a specific way within especially corporate America, being in the workplace, we're still playing catch up, and it's clear watching this article that we're still playing catch up. It's sad that we still have to kind of deal with this stuff and kind of go through this, but I'm also happy that it gets out there. I'm happy that it gets put out there because it lets people that think, oh no, this doesn't happen. She's just overthinking, whatever. It's like, look, and to the people that say this, like, yo, look, women don't don't touch women. Like, don't just address a woman as high. Like, why she got it? I don't know. Like, certain things that people do, I kind of look at it and I'm just like, you really make it difficult for yourself because it's just like for instance, like, if a guy is making a complaint, like, oh, why can I touch her? Dude, just don't touch the woman. Like, what is so hard about understanding that? Don't touch them. Don't, none of that. Just
a lot of people don't understand boundaries. Like, it's to the point where it's just like during, like, when I come to work, sometimes I don't feel like even being talked to and addressed. Like, if you're not a guest, like, I really don't want to talk to you. And I feel like I give off the vibe like, hey, just don't interact with me today. But then there's some people who do not care about your boundaries and will not respect you. Like, there's this one guy I work with. No matter how many times I brush him off, he will continue to keep talking to me. And it's come to the point where I have to come out of my character and be rude and be like, hey, like, I don't want to be bothered. Like, what part of me answer you with one word don't you get? I hate that it has to come to that or whatever with me having to be like, and it's not even me being rude. It's me telling him like, hey, like, leave me alone. Like, why are you talking to me? So,
listen,
some people don't care about boundaries.
That shit.
I mean, sometimes they don't even get a good morning because it's like, one, I like my job because it pays my bills, but half the time I don't want to be here. So it's like, if you see me walk in and I ain't saying nothing, that should be a clear indicator. Like, oh, either give her time to warm up or leave her alone. Like, I don't understand. People don't care about your boundaries, and they don't really get social cues
especially
either.
when you're I feel like especially when you're a woman.
Yeah.
Because they expect you to communicate or to talk.
Nope.
Or, you're not gonna talk to me. You're not gonna talk to me. Like, my man's relax.
I'll give everybody the yup, hands in the pockets. Yup.
Good
morning. Yup.
I mean, I can't be like, I can't walk into my job like, I say hello, I say good morning, everybody. I keep it moving. Like,
good morning.
I mean, and it's not always to everybody, because like sometimes when you get to work and like you say like good morning to everybody, and then one day you test to see if they'll say it first and they don't. I don't say it anymore after that. All right, that's it. You don't get it from me. Like, all right, if we walk past and you don't say good morning, it's like, all right, cool, whatever. Or like if I make eye contact with someone, I'll smile. Like, hey, how are you? And we'll have a quick conversation or something like that.
Hey, how you doing, bud?
No, I mean, because, you don't want to be rude, especially, like, because my job is my job is predominantly, it's funny, my job is, like, more female than male. It's, like, maybe, like, a 60-40, maybe. And, so I talk to everybody, I smile, say what's up, say hello to everybody, ask how they weekend, all the good stuff, whatever. So, it doesn't go any further than that, there's no touchy and hugs, and I don't, no. Yep. But yeah, it's messed up, but I'm glad that it is being brought out into the open. That's always good to see and hear.
Leash, I need you to get them wings. Yerp.
But moving on into the discussion portion, Leash is going to take the floor and kind of set us up with this in terms of the Pokemon YouTube allegations of sexual harassment. Also, before we can begin, can we show the videos, or you guys don't want to do that?
Show what videos?
It's a video of a couple girls confessing. Do you guys want to show that or no?
No.
No. Okay. We'll talk about it though. But at least, guys, set the stage for us, man. Break this down.
I'm gonna make it real simple for y'all.
Go ahead.
Because that's all I could do. Because I try to keep everything simple, right?
Mm-hmm.
So would you say you keep it simple enough to keep it 100?
I'm gonna keep it simple and 100 at the same time.
Would you
So
say
you
that
say
some
you
people
60
keep
plus 40?
Shut up, Demi.
Would you say that people keep it ear?
Keep it. But apparently, allegedly, all of this is alleged. I want y'all to know, alleged, because ain't nobody about to sue me for defamation of character. Allegedly, let me pull up my phone here. Oh, it's 111 on the East Coast.
I play Ace
Make a
Attorney. I
wish.
got your back.
That's 111. Yeah,
On
I
the
keep
East Coast,
saying
make
it's
a wish.
11:11. Oh, my tetherverse is somewhere close.
I know, right? So there's some accusations of sexual predation in the Pokemon YouTube community, right, guys? This was brought to my attention actually earlier this week. Shout out to Karama Rose Whip. He actually sent this my way. My baby angel. So there's several people included in this Pokemon YouTube community that have acted upon predation of other younger Pokemon YouTube people. Allegedly, this includes the alleged. It's gonna be my word throughout the whole entire time. So the alleged Kyle the King Nappy McNeil was a part of this, and also allegedly, who else was the other person? Putnam. I forgot the first name though. I think it's David.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
I think it's David Putnam.
Yeah, it is.
And there's a chick in here too.
There is?
Yeah, there's a chick in there too. Hold on. What's her name? Allegedly also involved in this is Mudkip Mama, allegedly.
What?
Yeah. So we'll start with Kyle King Nappy here. So apparently all of this was just a shock in general. I actually got raided on Twitch by King Nappy, that's why I was like, whoa, like what's going on? Like, bruh, like, okay. And that's why Karama sent me the article or whatever. So he this was back like in 2015 or whatever, or maybe earlier than that. Allegedly he was kind of coerced a younger YouTube Pokemon player, I think his name is Callum, to be in a relationship with him. And then it's crazy because before this news even aired, nobody knew that. Well, a lot of people in the community didn't even know that the King Nappy was gay, or bisexual, or whatever his sexual preference is. Allegedly. So this was also a shock in the community. So basically, he kind of coerced Callum to be in a relationship. Callum felt uneasy. Later on down the line, they got in a relationship. King Nappy was 21. Callum was 16. So that's an act of predation. You're not supposed to date 16-year-olds when you're 21. So yeah, that happened. That came out. That was a thing. But apparently King Nappy went on Twitch and had this whole thing. He didn't necessarily, from what I read, he denied it, but he left a lot of things open, because he was he was basically saying I was a booming YouTube star. Why would I jeopardize my career for to date some child, allegedly, right? So he did the stream. Yes, please keep saying allegedly throughout this whole thing. Yes, so he did the stream, but he took it down, right? Allegedly, but somebody recorded it and posted it to YouTube. So like allegedly. God, stop. I'm not supposed to be laughing. This is a serious matter. Right. Okay, so the use of allegedly is making me laugh. All right. I do not take any form of sexual predation lightly. No, I have a child, so I totally understand why this is important. So yeah, so it wasn't only him, it was another dude, David Putnam, allegedly, who was trying to get in a relationship with this other chick named Sylveon. She was like a Pokemon, which I don't think she was a YouTuber. I think she was just in like that community, and like Putnam
wasn't she like wasn't there is that the one with the chick that was like 15 or something like that?
Yeah, she was like 15. Like it's like a lot of stuff going on in that Pokemon community that I'm just like, wow. So yeah, apparently, but people in the Pokemon community kind of knew about Putnam and that he was kind of a pedo, allegedly. So that wasn't like she wasn't the only girl that he was he was trying to get with. He would send them like naked videos and like suggestive videos and stuff like that. So she came out and spoke against it. And it's funny because people were asking the King Nappy like about it, and then he was like, well, I never really knew about it. We kind of spoke about it. I tried to tell him to cut it out with, being, suggestive towards like younger age women. And then maybe like a week after it comes out, the King Nappy is messing with underage boys, allegedly. So yeah, this is crazy. And so so that came out, and then the whole thing with Mudkip Mama, she was kind of coercing younger boys to like be in a relationship with her, or like she would send them like she would try to like basically it's called grooming, right? It's when like people with high status that are older, they groom younger people to do what they want. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it might not necessarily always be sexually, but it's like they're grooming them to manipulate them or whatever. So that's basically what was going on in that community, in the Pokemon community. The only reason why I'm like wow about this whole situation, and it's funny because when Persona posted it in the Discord, I was like, oh shoot, like I read this article earlier because Karama told me about it. So like the only reason why I'm just like shocked is because King Nappy rated me, and like it's crazy because the dude, like he seemed like cool. Like I would go to the streams, like, and this is when he rated me afterwards. I would go to the streams. He seemed cool. Like I would sit there and lurk. His community that he brought over to my channel was cool. Like there's some people who still pop up in the streams or whatever. So it's just like it kind of took me aback because it's like wow, like random. But apparently this has been going on for years, allegedly. So I mean, that's me just breaking it down. Now, how I feel about it, I normally, for the most part, I stand with the victims. Like if somebody comes out and says something, it takes like a lot of strength and a lot of courage to come out and say, to confess, even because these people have like a lot of influence. So confessing and coming out with your story really does not. It kind of hinders the people who are coming out. Like they're going to get support, but they're going to get more backlash than support, as opposed to the actual people who are committing the malicious, acts or the lewd acts. So I stand with the victims. Like if their testimonies, I hear you. But all of this is alleged. I want everybody to know. Don't sue me. But yeah, like it's messed up, especially since I have a child and she watches like a lot of YouTubers. So just like her like typing in chat, and then what if one of them was to be like, oh, like I want you to do this, like it would, as a person with a child, like I really don't play around with stuff like that. So yeah, I'm real protective when it comes to issues in that manner. But that was me breaking it down. So Demi and Persona, how you guys feel about all of this alleged news that allegedly occurred in the Pokemon community?
Demi, give your thoughts first, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you feel, Demi?
Demi.
That's cool. That's cool. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot.
What? Demi, wow, so profound.
I like that. I like that a lot. Demi. Hello. Okay, sure. So I'll give my thoughts. I don't know, man. Things like this is very like weird and like I don't get why people I don't understand why people do stuff like this. And I think it's not meant for me to understand.
Yeah.
But, you know, as someone that, you know, will have kids in the future and, you know, shit like this is disgusting, man. Like I don't know what to say. It's pretty disgusting. Like, not pretty, it is disgusting. And, you know, I hope that, you know, if, you know, allegedly, if this is true and these things, you know, and you know, there's evidence and things like that, obviously, then I hope the right authorities get into the mix and get these people off the internet and put behind bars if this is true, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, there's a lot to take in. That's a lot to take in. Like, and he's a popular YouTuber, so I'm pretty sure you got women of your own age throwing themselves at you, or you got, you know, you getting some good YouTube money where you can go out and you can buy some cat, you feel me, or you can flaunt your money around and get a woman. Like, I don't see why there would even be a need to do this, especially with people on the internet that you more than likely won't see.
Right.
So it's like, what's the point? You're not seeing this person.
Especially if like they're kids, like if
they're kids, that's even worse. And you a grown ass man, allegedly.
Allegedly, please throw that in there.
So I don't see. And then the woman was doing this shit too. There was a chick.
Yeah,
doing
it
to
was
boys or to girls.
To both, I think.
Yo, ma, what's up?
Right.
Like,
allegedly.
It's different, allegedly, but it's like, yo, when it come to women, you got an easier time getting some meat than a dude. Like, a dude got to work harder. You telling me you couldn't get laid? Come on, ma.
It's just like what goes on in people's minds. Like, and like that's what you said. Like, it's not meant for us to understand, because the moment we understand it, we become it. So allegedly. So I'm like, what goes? Like, why? Like, and I'm pretty sure, like, I just can't wrap my. You have that much influence. You're appealing to children, and yet you sitting up here, like, trying to show them I don't know. That's disgusting. Yes, allegedly. Like, that's disgusting to me. I can't even fathom. Like, I have a special place of hate in my heart for pedophiles and people who fuck with kids, because kids, they are the most, even though they're jerks, because don't get me wrong, kids are mean. Kids are mean. Hell.
Nah, kids tell you the truth. How do I look? Ugly.
Right. Ugly. They're like,
all right, go to your room.
Fat. Like, my daughter
for real. Like, yo.
Kids are.
Yo, funny story real quick. And I hate to make this into like a joking matter. It's not. But one time I was getting on the elevator and this kid, he was with his like, Mom, look, a fat kid. I was like, oh, okay. I laughed like, oh, that's so cute. I'm like, back man, I'm like, little motherfucker, I kick your ass.
But no, like, kids could be jerks. I mean, because they keep it real. Like, they're the purest form of human. Like, if we as adults didn't have like censorship, and boundaries, and like we actually had to act like adults, we will all be sitting up here talking like we're kids, because kids have no filter. Like, they're the purest form of human. So like, that's why I say I have a special place of hate in my heart for like people who take advantage of kids or kill kids or molest kids, rape kids, because it's like you're really taking
especially when you're using gaming to do that. It's like,
it's an outlet for kids to like be a predator on kids. Like, you're really taking the purest thing that we have on this earth as far as where humans are concerned, and you're tarnishing it. You're putting your evil and your shortcomings and shit on children. Like, ill. Like, that's disgusting form of human being to me. Like I'd rather be in a cell with a person that murdered like 30 adults than I would over a person who's like molested a child or killed a child or raped a child. Like that, it makes my blood boil. So, especially with me being a mom, because if anybody did anything to my daughter, I'm going under the jail. You'd be like, I'm lighting a whole block ablaze. If the person lives on a block, I'm taking that whole block, and the whole block gonna be the whole block gonna be burnt down. Like I kid you not. So, I mean, allegedly.
Yo, real quick, Cypher said, yo, he said, I'm gonna name my kid allegedly. Yo, allegedly, bring my flip flops.
Yo, but still, like, it's crazy. Like,
Demi, what's your thoughts?
I'm baffled.
This is disgusting.
Allegedly.
And I remember seeing like a Law and Order episode about this, or like something like this.
Was it with that kid that was playing? That was like he was like a kid at heart, and he was having those parties with the kids. That episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're talking about.
Wait, what you talking about? What?
Law and Order SVU.
Oh.
I remember seeing an episode just like this, and it didn't end well. And the fact that you're using Pokemon, a game that attracts children, you're a big YouTuber, you do things, you play a game that prioritizes children, you probably make family-friendly content. I'm doing air quotes, allegedly, to attract the children, and you're sinking your teeth into them like that, and just saying, "Oh, why would I blow my career?" You know what you're doing, man. Like, that's disgusting. Especially a woman doing this is even more disgusting too.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
It's like those cases of like when women would sleep with their students. It's like, yuck, woman. Like, you can carry kids. Like, what? You
can't get no cat. I mean, no.
Bro,
you can't get laid.
There's plenty of adult YouTubers to do this with, but you still having to choose the sickest path possible to do this.
Right.
I ain't got no love for you.
Nope.
Don't care for you. I'm a bit disappointed that a black man is doing this with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts about that, but it's a different time before a different day. But disgusted. You can allegedly sleep in the cells, and you can have yourselves a good day. Hopefully, the victims of this do definitely get the help that they need and deserve after this too.
Yeah, because it's got to be mentally taxing to feel. Because I'm pretty sure the victims feel guilty because that's all. Like, and they have nothing to feel guilty about. All of this should be put on the people who caused their distress. So, like, we here at MOG and Friends, we stand by the victims, most definitely. And the people who did the lewd acts should be in jail. Allegedly, the alleged lewd acts should be in jail. Please don't sue us, because I don't got no money.
I feel like you breathing on the mic when you say allegedly, bro.
Allegedly.
Oh my God.
No, don't breathe in my ear, dude. Relax.
Allegedly.
Yes. End it with like when we sign out, we gotta say allegedly so people know. Don't sue us. I'm broke.
Listen, I played Ace Attorney.
Nah, I mean, again, guys, we don't know if this is true or not. Nothing has been confirmed in terms of law enforcement, so we don't know. All of this is just alleged news.
It'll be more stuff that comes out the further it gets. This is the initial stuff that's happened.
Yes, all of this is just hearsay, and none of this has been confirmed yet, guys. So everything is alleged.
But you want to know what's messed up? I'm pretty sure ain't nothing gonna happen to the Pokemon YouTubers.
Well, probably not. I mean,
and that's the part that's messed up about it. Like, they're probably gonna receive no backlash because, I'm not gonna say people aren't gonna believe the victims, but they have to prove without any doubt that it happened. in order for anything to happen to the actual YouTubers.
Yeah.
And that's sad as hell.
Well,
I mean, I get it, but it's still sad because I'm pretty sure, like, coming out and speaking on, coming out is harder than staying silent, because these are also popular Pokemon YouTubers. I think Callum is partnered on Twitch or something. Like, I know he's a YouTube partner, so coming out and saying stuff like this kind of hurts him too. It's not just hurting like King Nappy, it's hurting him too in his image. So coming out is actually more detrimental for his business. It might be relieving for his trauma, but it's more detrimental to his business, and a lot of people would like to understand. So I don't think they're like lying.
Yeah.
But all of this is alleged.
All of this is alleged, guys. Yeah. It's sad, but here at MOG and Friends, again, you know, we're just reporting the news. We're not, you know, there's no accusations here. Everything here is alleged. But yeah, I think that's it. We another good show in the books. About to get into these outros. Starting with Miss Leash Capiche, allegedly.
Alleged Leash Capiche.
Alleged Leash Capiche. The first and last lady of MOG goddess herself. Please give us your outro, madam.
I'm tethered.
Oh yeah,
that's
it. UCL today.
I'm tethered as hell. Tethered AF. Ain't nothing going on. I'm just streaming on my regular days. I'm trying to finish up Observer so I can switch. Oh, Demi, I have a question. Even though I should have asked this off stream, but you're here. Transference is a VR game?
No.
So why I say VR on PlayStation?
Because it's VR compatible.
Oh, okay.
Allegedly.
Okay. Allegedly. So I'm trying to finish up Observer, and then I'm gonna switch over to Transference after I'm done with Observer this week, hopefully. Yeah, I've been on this whole shut up. I've been on this whole horror game kick, so I've just been trying to finish out a lot of them. Because I like playing them on stream, because I really don't play them off stream. But yeah, that's it. My normal streaming days are Saturday through Tuesday. I start anywhere between 10:30 p.m. or 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Allegedly.
And allegedly, because sometimes I will skip a day. And I stream anywhere. I try to end them around like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. But if y'all keep talking to me, I will keep talking to y'all. That's how it works. Tonight I'm pouring up. Tonight I actually might be. Tonight I'm probably. I don't know what I'm gonna do tonight. I know
she pouring up. She is.
I'm a drink. I drink almost every day I'm on stream. It calms the nerves, guys. You might not know it. I might exude confidence, but I'm actually a very anxious.
But she's a pussycat behind.
I am. I'm a very anxious person. I have a lot of anxiety. But I mean, everybody does for the most part. But I'm still confident, though. Don't get it wrong. I know I'm the shit. Goddamn. Don't get it twisted. Allegedly. But yeah, that's me. That's it. That's all I got.
Cool. Then we got MOG Gods, MOG Boys in the building. Demigod reviews. Please give us your outro, sir.
Wow. It's a lot of.
Okay. Are you okay, sir?
I don't even know what's happening.
Okay.
What happened?
Give us your outro, sir.
My phone is froze. I didn't know what
happened. Oh, okay. Give us your outro, sir.
What's going on, everybody? Well, first of all, howdy. I'm coming back from that Old Town Road.
Oh no!
I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
I got the horses in the back. Hey,
was like in the track.
Hey,
that is Matty Black, and I put up with the Mac.
Hey,
uptown, down. What Billy Ray Cyrus say? Uptown, downtown, horses run around. Something he said. Yo, that I ain't gonna front. That remix was fire. I was
that's a high remix. But what's going on, folks? Demigod reviews here, man. Look. I'm editing stuff right now. I should have my first channel trailer up on the channel today, and the C2 edit will be up tomorrow. Reviews coming this week, and more streams coming today. Follow me on my social media. Demigod Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook Gaming, Demigod Rev, Tumblr for those of you who still use it outside of the things that was used for. Demigod Reviews also.
Oh, yeah. I deleted that once they said that news. I said, I don't need it no more. Tumblr. What's that?
I got like a bunch of videos in the pipeline I've been working on. This channel trailer is hilarious. It's been fun. I did my own acting. It's great. It's quality stuff. But yeah, just come on through. Check out the channel. Check out the channel. Support the stuff. I got stuff in the pipeline working. I don't even want to like oversaturate what I'm working on right now because it's a lot. So just pull up and show some love.
Facts. You can follow Demi and Leash. If you're watching us on Twitch, the links to their Twitch channels are in the chat. If you're watching us on YouTube, in the description you will find all the links to their social media sites, including Twitch. As for me, you guys know who I am. I am Persona, Gaming with Persona, host of MOG Friends podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today, man. It was a really good show, really good. A lot of great topics, a lot of things talked about today. Very passionate, very, very passionate today. If you haven't already, make sure you join the Discord, people. If you have not already joined the MOG and Friends Discord, we are slowly but surely growing, and a lot of changes in the pipeline for MOG and Friends Discord that will make it a much better place for not just me, but you and everybody else that joins. So definitely join the MOG and Friends Discord. The link to that is in the description. And if you're watching us on Twitch, hold up, Discord, there we go. If you're watching us on Twitch, join the Discord. If you're watching us on YouTube, click the description and go down in the description and join the Discord. Also, follow us, Official MOG and Friends Twitter. Link to that is in the description as well. As for myself, if you enjoyed the podcast, definitely subscribe to the channel, leave a like, all that stuff, share the podcast out on your Twitters and with your friends and family and all that good stuff if you enjoyed it. As for me, tonight I'm gonna play some Uncharted and Call of Duty, stream that, and have some Nipsey bumping in the background. So that's pretty much what's gonna happen for me. We gotta get this MOG game night back rolling.
Oh, now you want it back. You never know what you got till it's gone. Head ass.
What you mean? I never got rid of it. We already. That's a conversation on stream. So yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much what my weekend looking like. Pretty chill, study, stuff like that. But yeah, we appreciate you guys coming through, man. Big shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to Key, shout out to Jedi, shout out to Silly, shout out to Cypher, shout out to Harry. Big shout out to Rick. Big shout out to Envy. Shout out to Bari, Day One. Jake Bari out here. Big shout out to Killer K. Shout out to Titanfall Princess. Big shout out. I didn't see EJ today or Wolf. I know Wolf was going through some stuff. Shout out to Wolf. Blue Mustang. Shout out to Wolf as well. No Choco. I didn't see Choco today either. I know she got a lot going on too. Shout out to Ace. And everybody else that came through. Really do appreciate you guys that come through. We really do appreciate our day ones as well. Also, big shout out to the lurkers. Anybody that, lurks and just kind of just listens. We appreciate you guys as well. We know you guys be, either driving or cooking or taking care of your kid or whatever case you may be doing. We appreciate the lurkers as well. And we appreciate everybody, man. Thank you guys so much for continually supporting us. MOG Friends Podcast, one of the best podcasts on YouTube. New episodes every Saturday, 11 a.m. And that's it, man. We out of here. See you guys next Saturday. Same time, same place, same crew. It's the MOG Friends. We out. Peace.